Tiger Nation, D.I. Love family, Guard the Yard crew. Listen, this is Coach O, your assistant head coach of JSU football. I had to bring in a special guest today to help me relay this message to you. We are less than how many days, though?
90.
90 days. We're less than 90 days away from kickoff in Atlanta, Georgia. ABC, your Tigers gonna be live. But guess what? Before we get to that point, we gotta take care of the vet first. We're gonna fill up our stadium before we fill up somebody else's, right? So this is what I need from you. I need you to go do what, Zoe?
Get your damn tickets.
Listen, we sold over 6,000 season tickets last year, but this is your homeboys now. I'm from Jackson, Mississippi. The head coach is from Macomb, Mississippi. These are your people. And we are in the building ready to rock and roll. So Zoe, what do we need them to do?
Get your damn tickets.
Today, tomorrow, money order, check, cash, it don't matter. Just go to the vet and purchase
your mother tickets.
Guard the Yard. Can't wait to see you this fall. We got 4 homecomings. 4 homecomings, not just one. Be there for all of them. Let's go.
What's good? What's up, Tiger Nation? What's up, family? What up, what up, what up? Yeah, y'all come on in this thing, man. What day is it? Today is Wednesday. Wednesday, the last day of the month. Y'all go ahead and hit that like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. What's good, everybody? Just got finished watching. Our good brother. Hey, what's up, Austin? Hey, man, loving the work, bro. That was amazing, man. Another dope video. Oh my goodness, man, that got me pumped up. I did not want to play it because if you want to see that video, you need to go to the Jack State YouTube page. Go watch it. Go watch it. Go watch it. Play it over and over and over and over. Put it on all your TVs, man. We got to get them watch hours up so we can get that page monetized. Before we get started, SB Speaks, welcome to the channel. Appreciate you. Appreciate the channel membership. I appreciate you. And what's up, bro? See my brother Ann out there, man. What's my brother right there, man? What's cracking? Miss Bunny, welcome back to the channel as a member. I think what's happening? Are you guys upgrading? Are we I know the month's almost out. Make sure you renew your membership, man. Keep rocking with us, man. Keep this thing going. I know it's about to be June, but guess what? After we get past June, then comes July. July comes Swag Media Day, and then once we hit Swag Media Day, it's on and popping, man. We're going straight to ATL, man. ATL, shout it. Get that first game, man. You know, a lot of talking, man. That's why I love the ASVP in this thing, man. Hey, you know what, Austin? You got to come on up, man. If you're free to talk, come on up, man. Let everybody know what was on your mind. Boy, you got in your bag on that one, dog. You know, folk talking, man. Jackson State this, Jackson State that. Everybody yipping and yapping all day about Jackson State. Everybody talking about stuff that don't pertain to them, stuff that they can't do, unrealistic expectations that they try to put on us that they know daggone well they can't do it themselves. I don't pay no attention to them. I don't hear none of the noise like I used to because I think I done muted everybody and blocked everybody I don't really want to listen to. You know, I adjusted my algorithm on my YouTube channel, on social media, and I have no interest in listening to any of them. You know, with all due respect, why would we listen to them when they listening to us? It don't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? If everybody was doing something so spectacular, they wouldn't have time to really worry about what we had going on. But nevertheless, you already see what they got going on because they got so much time on their hand to get to get all up in our business. But But Austin, if you're free, you feel free to come on up, man. Chop it up. Let us know what was on your mind when you was cooking it up, man. Shout out to all them platinum members out there too. Just so y'all know, man, we saw he was working on that thing. You know, Austin to drop a little something in the chat for the platinum folks, man. Let us see what he cooking up. And we've been waiting on this to fall, waiting on this to drop. And finally that it did. I can't wait to go back out there later and see everybody running amok, because you know that's going to stir up a few folks, man. That's going to give them a little something to chop it up about. But that just goes to show you, man, we controlling the narrative around here. We controlling the airwaves. You know what I'm saying? We do something, we get them talking. But it's a part of being great. It don't make no difference what they think about us. You know what I'm saying? They tell us every day how great we are because they can't stop thinking about us, can't stop talking about us. And they know. Everybody that do any type of content knows, man, Jackson State, especially in this space, Jackson State content is going to do numbers. And when I say by do numbers, it's going to do numbers on a higher level than that's of any other institution. So, anywho, nevertheless, it is what it is. Platinum loved it first. That's right, man, MZ Mac. That's absolutely right. What up, Kobe? Blitz City Podcast in the building, man. What's happening, bro? I think Zoe will be joining us at the 30-minute mark. Nook been working, so we going to roll as is. The show must go on, man. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. As always, you know, every now and again you might see me duck off and probably can't do it. But other than that, I'll be in here. I plan on being on this thing, man, ready to rock and roll. Everybody on Jacktown State. Everybody on yeah, they loving it, man. I appreciate Austin for always keeping it, keeping everything, you know what I'm saying, keeping it funky over there, man. We got our guys back. Here you come. Here you go. Let me add him on to the stream. What's up, Brody? What's good, man?
What's good?
Hey, man, you got it, bro.
Man, I told you I had some coming.
yeah, man. You you did the thing on that one as always, bro. You know, that was fire there, bro. I like the and then too, I didn't know, the audio, man. So I said, shucks, I don't know if I could play it. You know what I'm saying?
Don't play it.
No, I didn't play it at all. That's why I was like, I ain't gonna touch that one, dog. You know, you know what I'm saying? We like to keep it like it is, man, But
they got
what went into your mindset on that, bro? What made you go that route?
I was watching what was I watching? I was watching The Negotiator. And so like after I watched that one, I think I got suggested to like Belly, and then I forgot how like dope that movie was. And then the intro when they went into the club, out of the club, that sparked it all. And I was like, I could get the players to come in before like the final check-in date and get like a quick workout in, and then like capture them.
Yeah.
And then just got some of the players like kind of walk onto the field, and some of the new players, and then like a lot of the younger players, they're just coming in.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Ahmad. We got Ahmad in that thing. Shout out to Miller Time 2.0. I saw you got the cameo. You had the flash with Big Bro and Lil. I said, oh, I like that.
Yeah. So I want to kind of, just show them like,
Lily Body Coleman. Is that ooh, Lily Body. Man, Lily. Ooh, man, I ain't usually that bad with names, bro. I usually put it together. I'm gonna call you Lily.
Yeah, just to be
safe. Hey, Lily Coleman, appreciate this channel membership. Welcome. I don't know if this is your first time becoming a member, but even if it is, I appreciate that. Keep going, bro. I ain't mean to cut you off. Belly, one of my favorites. Bro, believe it or not, I got Belly on my wall in my little movie area, dog.
I believe it. It was a good movie though. It was a good movie.
That's a classic right there, baby. I might have to walk over and get a photo and bring it back to you. Let the folks know what time it is.
Yeah. That was kind of like the inspiration, and then obviously, you want to add a little flair.
Thank you, Lily. Keep going.
You want to add a little flair to it, so we here
Oh yeah, they had to get the yapping. This is what I can't figure out though, bro. How are these people so convicted on what they think they know about TC when it's his first time becoming a head coach?
Man.
I'm like, what? Do y'all not real? That man got 5 championships, man. He 5-time champ, offensive coordinator, 3 years at Central. Then he was on the staff, got 2 straight SWAC championships, man. Like, I mean, he was on the staff. Like, I don't understand why people are so adamant and so dogmatic about it. Like, they just, man, I'm telling you, they don't know football. I don't know who the heck said that. I was like, wow. I would know, you know what I'm saying? You went and got some stuff. I ain't privy to hearing that type of stuff. You know, I done edited my, I get triggered, man. So I stay away from that foolishness, bro. I don't touch it. I don't go no.
That was courtesy of Jeff Lacey. So
okay, one of them old call-ins.
Yeah, so that a lot of the clips came from him, and then like some more stuff that we saw. We ain't gonna speak on that, but
no,
we ain't gonna speak on that. But it was just one of those things where like, all right, let's address it. But going forward, I think we're gonna just focus more back on the players and the team.
You got folks talking about, man, they gonna lose 4-5 games. They just projecting. I'm just sitting up here like, we're gonna get to it. I got it. I got some stuff cooked up for tonight, but I ain't gonna get jumped into it right now because I gotta wait till everybody jump on, and then one thing I will say while I got you is that we have we got my man Sean Hawkins next Friday, bro. He gonna be in Austin.
That's right.
I jump. There he is, man. Got him up there. Sean Hawkins Jr. qualifies for the NCAA championship high jump, June 9th, 2023, 7:30 p.m. Austin, Texas, man. We definitely gonna be there, man. So I wanted to get that on there. Brother Sherman, that's right. She loves D. That's right.
Shout out to She Loves D. She definitely helped out on that too.
That's right, Aquay. That's right. Sherman Hawkins Jr. Yeah, man. He gonna do his thing. I can't wait to get out there to see him, bro. But just wanted to mention that while we had it. Been working on this little platform, man, trying to figure out how to keep from doing the overlay. I finally figured it out with this MacBook. So I'm still learning.
Okay.
Normally I have it and it just block everybody off the screen, but now we'll stay on the screen and
okay.
Can even play a few. I can it's been because I know Timon and them would do it and stuff like that when on their show. I didn't really care. It was just working. But then I was like, man, I got some free time. Let me go ahead and look at some of these layouts on screen. Let me stop being lazy, man, and get it and clean it up a little bit.
Look, it seems like every time you get some free time, you end up finding something new.
Man, I be in my bag too, man. I'm over here trying to put it together, man. But no, I even messed with the settings, bro. I don't know if you noticed, like I changed it, bro. Like I took it out streaming mode for the webcam. I just put it on I think it was on aperture mode. I put it on one of them things, man. When you told me about that shutter speed, I was like, oh yeah. That over here. I was like, yeah, let me put this thing 1/50, 60 frames per second. I said, yeah, dog, I'm good, baby.
Yeah, see,
I'm almost there.
Proud of you. You figured it out.
Hey, man, I was messing with the little roller. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get this, and then I was gauging my little light. I'm like, at one point, my light was looking green. I'm like, nah, I got to go back and mess with this thing a little bit more. So, but nah, it's cool, man. I'm loving it, bro.
Good.
This will be a good test because next time we'll do a show on the road again. I'll be obviously coming home again whenever we sit down and go from there. You know what? I have one thing that I did not mention that I didn't even add to the stream today. I asked you about Coach TC and them. I know he's hitting the road. Let me go to our text thread. I'm gonna throw this up while I got you. I was like, man, please tell me you going to this.
Nah, I'm gonna miss out on that one.
Man, dog, I tell you what, I'm glad you're on because you know what? I'm gonna add myself real quick because I definitely want to mention this while I got you. Because for those that don't know what we're talking about, Ken's decoys. Oh yeah, man, this is my little office. You know, this is really my office. You know, so hold on a second. Remove that. I want to say something about this photo, man, because this was we're gonna talk about this real quick. Let me add this joint. I just want to ask of something. All right, let me drop this little banner real quick. Okay. So here's the thing, y'all. So shout out to the Jackson State University Detroit alumni chapter. I saw this online, bro. And this is so dope to me. Shout out to all those from Michigan, you know what I mean? So this is kicking off tomorrow and Friday, right? So Thursday and Friday, they got a fundraiser, Guard the Yard in the Motor City. And I text Austin, I said, bro, please tell me you're going to this. You know what I'm saying? And then he was like, nah, I ain't gonna make it to this one. But listen, check these out, man. We got this is a superstar lineup, bro. You got the president, acting president, Dr. Elaine Hayes Anthony. You got the AD director, Ashley Robinson, Coach TC Taylor, and then they're gonna have James Houston over there, right? So here's the itinerary of the events, and I'm not really just gonna get into that, but this is something that I wanted to mention because this is pretty dope. I think they're gonna definitely raise a lot of money, but I wanna put something out there because this has been on my spirit. For all of our alumni chapters, if you're watching or if you're part of an alumni association, or not alumni association, alumni chapter, whenever you have these events and you are going to invite the athletic director, the coach, president, please, somebody that's heading that event, make room for one more. And I say that on your behalf, bro, because I think we have to get in the mindset of telling our story. You get what I'm saying? Like, how dope of it is it an event? But we don't want to rely on cell phone video. We don't want to rely on pictures. We don't want to rely on social media or other people's page where we have to collage some stuff together when we actually have someone that really is enrolled. And I think, and I'm just going to say this because this is where I feel like we need to get to. And I was telling Coach Otis, every time Coach Prime left and moved anywhere, bro, he got Junior with him, bro. He capturing that because content pays, man. And we got a page. Imagine this is a fundraiser, obviously for football. Why? Because you got the football coach, you got a former football player. Of course, you got the president, and then of course you got the athletic director, right? But this is my point. And it's not a knock. It's not a knock. It's not a knock. It is it's the planting of a seed to get us to start thinking a little differently when it comes to associating media. Man, invest one more flight, one more hotel. You get what I'm saying? That's nothing, bro. One extra flight round trip, one extra hotel. You know what I'm saying? You could have done that by yourself. You don't need a team to go up there for that. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, it could have really just been like, you remember when you was we wasn't sure, we was trying to finalize everything and you was covering the meet and greet, you was moving around, you had your camera, it'd be the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So the event, amazing event, man. Shout out to the Detroit alumni chapter for that, man. And said might have to get interns as well to cover some JSU shit. I'm just saying, you know. However, my point is, Timon, if you wouldn't have said that, I wouldn't have known. I'm just saying we can do a better job of telling our story. This is a part of controlling the narrative. And I'm talking about we have a football page. How dope would it be, Austin? You just dropped a fire video on the platform. Cinematic video. Love it. But you know what else people want to see? People want to see the head coach walk in the room with the alumni chat. You see what I'm saying? They want to see AD. They want to see people mixing it up because people knows it, man. They're going to watch. They're going to tune in. They will. I'm just telling you. It pays, it pays, it pays. And I understand when you don't see the revenue from a channel or from a YouTube page, so you're oblivious to it. But Timona can tell you, Doc Holliday can tell you, I can tell you, You see what I'm saying? Jeff Lycett can tell you, Kobe can tell you, there's revenue in it, and it pays for itself. So if everybody could talk about Jackson State this, Jackson State that. Then guess what? Jackson State need to be talking about Jackson State. That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna keep pushing it. I'm gonna feed you content. Shout out to Randy out there. I'm telling you right now. I'm gonna feed it to you until you get sick of it, until it's ingrained in our brain. If we paying for the coach and I'm saying now, we got to have some avenue. Now, that's not to say that something may not get covered and we may not do it. I don't know, man. I don't know. What somebody said, so now we want camera for you. You heard what you wanted to hear. Once again, y'all don't listen. I use that as an example. We're talking about telling a story and chronicling. No, you don't go everywhere he goes.
We just want to.
This is what I'm talking about. How do I say that there's an event, a fundraising event, and you say you want him to follow a camera, you want a camera going everywhere he go? If that was the case, he'll be having a reality TV show on at the campus. How the hell you poo-poo that, bro? Like it's a fundraiser. It's an event that they paid for the president, the athletic director, the head coach, and you got James Houston there. You think we don't want to see that? It'll pay for itself. But again, we always have this notion that, no, we don't want a camera. No, we're not trying to do. But guess what? Whether you like it or not, everything that Deion Sanders did was not wrong. God dang, the dude did a lot of stuff right that we could hold on to and use it and do it and duplicate it. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. I ain't fussing at you, Spence. I'm y'all know how I get. Hell, if y'all ain't figured that out by now, it is what it is. Keep moving. I'm just saying.
We want to just kind of I think the biggest thing is we're at a space now where
I hold on before you go any further. I say it again. Were you at the Celebration Bowl? I mean, at the not Celebration Bowl, the Orange Blossom Classic tournament. I mean, not tournament, whatever, press conference. No, that's all I'm saying. You are Austin. Your role did not exist, brother. I don't think people get that.
It did.
I'm gonna say it again. Your role did not exist. The role was created for a reason. I'm just telling y'all, when we're having these, guess what? You know how y'all saw AD Ashley Robinson get that award? You know what I'm saying? I know somebody they had, Malone was there and they had one other person there. My thing is this right here. We just want to do a better job. Let me calm it down. We want to do a better job of telling our story, capturing whatever it is that we can capture. And we also need to feed our page. That's all we're saying.
And the positive thing about doing that is
no, it's too late. It's too late, Jay. We don't have to do it. I'm just talking. I'm really, God damn, bro. Pardon me. This is just like having a conversation amongst family. We're saying, hey, family, this is a phenomenal idea, but do this next time. Consider this when we do that next time, because now we have this person that's in a role that could very well. Now you got a team, Austin, that could still be. So that means if you ducked away for a couple of days, the operation ain't gonna stop. You see what I'm saying? You still got Ashton, you still got James, you still got a team that's there getting content, right?
Right, and we're not in the thick of having to do film practice and stuff. So, and now if we had to film practice stuff, then I was like, all right, I can't be traveling. But as of right now, what we could do, we can basically alternate, and then when we don't have anything or we're overloaded with content already, we don't necessarily have to be there.
There's only so many practice clips that you can show.
Right.
Eventually, people are gonna get tired of it, right?
Right.
We're talking about keeping it fun. I ain't gonna even we're not gonna mention the ideas that we talked about when we was in the office. You know what I'm saying? Some ideas that he got a lot of stuff that he can do and that he's working on from a university standpoint. But we're talking about something very simple. Again, we have this notion. I'm not anti-Deion Sanders, folks. Deion Sanders did a lot of things, and I'm telling you, the man put on a media masterclass. We don't have to like, you don't have to like him. You don't. But that ain't got nothing to do with business. When it comes to business and it comes to building a brand, I leave the personal stuff out. You follow what I'm talking about? All I'm saying is that with the talents that you have, brother, and the stuff that you just dropped the video, so it's the perfect time to mention it. And the event is tomorrow. How dope would it have been for you to drop that thing and got on that plane and you know what I'm saying? I see y'all in Detroit tomorrow, and I get it, man. We that's all I'm trying to say, bro. I'm a businessman. So when I'm thinking about this thing, how many times you see me, bro? My brain be like, it be rolling, bro. I'd be like, dog, we could.
That's what be happening when we be around each other. You and Zoe, like we just
we sit down in that office. We sat in that office for hours. We don't even realize we was in your office for hours. And we was talking about this and
everything.
And it was like, man, it's. I'm just saying, dog. I'm just saying.
And you know what? It's like it's really what I really want to do is continue to like just to push the envelope because like it's something that we don't really see in terms of like having that quality. And I'll give you an example. Again, when I was just doing photography in 2021 season.
Yep.
And I was just taking pictures. And so like we're in the process of like trying to get the hallways wrapped and stuff like that.
Gonna be dope.
And I got great pictures, good high quality pictures of like former players that we're trying to put on there. You see what I'm saying? So, and that's kind of like that's the idea of investing to like the media group. This is what we're
saying, bro. I'm gonna say it because I would Zoe gonna reiterate all this when he come back up. I'm gonna say it again. Jackson State is one of one. We can do things that many other schools can't do. I'm not gonna say that nobody could do. I'm gonna say many other schools can't do. But there are some things that only we can do because of the way things are. I think if we polled ourselves and asked us internally, hey, are we maximizing our full potential on everything that we have available to us? I think it'll be a resounding HE double hockey sticks no. You know what I'm saying? Because we're not, you know what I mean? But when we're talking about elevating and this is, hey, what do our AD always say? We're doing what? We're building on tradition and we're blazing new trails. That's what we're doing. What's up, sis? How you doing? You on mute.
How y'all doing this evening?
Doing wonderful. How you doing? Hey, do you understand what I'm saying?
You talking to me?
Yeah, you. Did you? You just now told
me.
I've
been seeing pieces of it, but I'm just tripping that I haven't been online a lot. But JSU is trending all over the place. But
of course. Every time we drop a video, we trend, which is why I think we could do more. That's all. That's it.
No, so I think Ken. Okay, go back to what you were saying because I heard bits and pieces.
This is what I said.
Okay.
All right. I stumbled upon this phenomenal. This is what I want. I don't want to get lost in the sauce. I am not being critical of anyone. I am commending the outstanding work by the Jackson State Detroit alumni chapter.
Okay.
They put together a heck of a fundraiser, obviously, for the athletics and football. They invited out, I'm going to put up the flyer. They invited the president.
Okay.
Dr. Elaine Hayes Anthony, our athletic director, Ashley Robinson, Coach T.C. Taylor.
And James Houston
is going to be in that thing. You feel me?
Come on.
You feel me? You see what I'm saying? How dope is that? So, Rochelle, here's what I'm trying to explain to you. As dope as that event is, all I said was when we're putting things together, just planting the seed that, hey, we want to start thinking, add one extra person, make sure we take our media guy so we can cover that. Because if it's football, whatever, if it's football, I'm talking about for football because we have a football page. And I'm just telling you that page will pay for itself because people are interested. Whether they be haters or whether they be lovers of Jackson State, they are interested in Jackson State content. Now, This brother here knows what he can and cannot show. He knows what to show the public, what not to show the public. That his role within itself is a role that evolved via progression, technology, and the advancement of the changing of times in college football with media and all that good stuff. All I'm saying is hey, if I'm throwing an event and it's for football, I want to make sure that it get covered because we're trying to make sure that thing that we were doing in February and January where we were circulating, going over here, we just want to make sure we keep that in mind because we may be doing things based off the old way, and it just may not even be something that they might not even be thinking of. So I was just planting a seed, and folks like, so and I use Deion Sanders.
I have a whole nother seed.
Yeah, I use Deion Sanders as an example.
No, but the
put on a media masterclass when it comes to showing and not saying there's somebody, but Brother Spence, love you, Spence. He was saying, so do we want a camera following TC Edward? I'm like, no, this is not everywhere. This is a specific event. And when we have these dope events that we have going on, I was just like, you know what? Why not? Why not?
And you know what, though, Ken, even make it deeper, for instance, say if it sold out, they could have made money on showing it electronically if they had the right platform. People do it, and people paying hundreds to be online. For instance, TDJ have overflow.
Well, I mean, what I'm saying is this. That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about he just dropped the dope video.
Yeah.
I'm saying I'm just saying, this is all I'm saying. I know Timona mentioned there's some interns that are there that traveled as well, because that's a big part of alumni chapters, right? It's not just fun and it's a lot that goes into that. It's some student engagement. It's a lot with that. And we're just saying, hey, just consider the idea of potentially bringing, your media representation, because you want to capture that, because we use this media for recruiting.
Correct.
You don't have to get on an airplane to push play on the video. When you go to the Jackson State page, somebody said, hold on just a second. The question was, how can we help encourage administration? Well, no. This is what I'm saying. This is to make the point. Austin is included, especially when it stands from a university standpoint, right? But it's going to come down to, I guess, Dwayne may make the call. Do we take someone? I don't know. I don't know how that works.
So I'll be at SWAT Media Day for sure.
Of course, and we will too. So that's a given. We're not worried about that piece, that aspect of it. We were just saying, like, for example, and again, I'm not being critical. Like, we got to get out of the mindset of when somebody mentions an idea, and they sound like I'm busting somebody's chops, so I'm being critical. No, we're talking about maximizing our potential to greatness. It's not
They're
even
not also listening, because remember, and this is the thing, what you said is true, is that for one, we're still understanding in the marketing aspect of what
it's a new thing. Just like NIL.
Totally new. So when all this was done, it was planned in advance. Austin wasn't there, but they still are trying to figure out how to utilize this amazing guy even better. So the whole,
it may not even be a thought at all.
Oh, definitely.
Because I don't even think it's mostly a thought, because it's not even a fault or anything. It's just saying, hey, this is new. Like NIL.
Correct.
NIL is new. And all I'm saying is that we have something that is very interesting.
Correct.
The world is interested in Jackson State. The more we show Jackson State, the less money we have to spend promote our university. That's all I'm saying. Because I'm sorry.
But remember, when you're dealing with people that don't know the vast of that part of marketing, like not really understanding and grasping just how huge this can be and how much money you can save, they're still in the beginning stages of it. So I definitely understand what you're saying.
Jeremiah, you're going to probably have to come on the stream, bro. You asking questions that people ain't trying to text all that, man. Come on the stream. Like, Brother Seeley, if you want to come up and address that, you can. We'll get into that a little later, but I know y'all be having y'all.
Jeremiah, sooner or later,
that was something that I mentioned, and this is just me. This is me. Otis will tell you, Austin to tell you, this is me talking. And I don't mind folks saying Ken get on my nerves. That's fine. This is again.
That's not what he's talking about.
That's not the.
It's okay, y'all. Listen, it's apples and oranges. Y'all
I love
not
it.
listening.
No. Again, this is the thing. That's phenomenal, but that's not my point.
Right.
It's not.
Can I address that?
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like everybody. So to kind of break it down, even with communications for these football games, I've been in contact with communications on help, like kind of filling the gap with photography during the games. So with JSU communications, they're always going to travel somebody to these football games to actually get photos and stuff. But instead of them working separately this year they'll be up under the umbrella of me. So like it'll be me, a lead photographer, and which is William, and then it'll be like me being a lead videographer, and then there'll be sub people that help fill in the gaps. And if everybody stays in those gaps, we can all get the same content at a high quality because they have the equipment as well, and we can all basically share. So, but on these press conferences and these events and stuff like that, we're all capturing different things. Correct. Because if they're going with Dr. Anthony, of course they're gonna cover her. Of course they're gonna get pictures of TC, but like they're not gonna like follow TC. They're not gonna do like those little small things like him stepping out the car, he getting out the truck, get off the plane, and like capturing content that's based like strictly just for football. And so those are the things that we want to have. The other point is, especially with the press conferences, if y'all saw like after the spring game, it was such at a high quality and the audio was good. And I'm not sitting up here trying to throw stones at the Orange Blossom Classic, but the audio was bad. The audio was bad. And like,
just call it what it is.
And so that's kind of like, that's the stand. We want to keep that same standard that I brought to the spring game. That's just me because I'm just trying to do my job, and that's what I want to do.
Can I say something? Hold on. Once you do top 10 stuff, you can't go back to 5. I'm sorry. Right now we're in HD.
Thank you, D. That's my girl right there. This is not difficult. I am not speaking Chinese arithmetic right now.
Well, let's go even deeper. We're in HD. We're not going back to VCRs.
This is what I'm saying. Can we be very? All right. What's the money driver at the university? Now, I'm not talking about research. I'm not talking about it. I get it.
Football.
Let me ask you this then. What is the fundraiser for?
Football.
It's a football fundraiser. Now, in conjunction with that, I may be speaking out of pocket. It may be in overall athletics. It may be in athletics. There you go, medium mode. It may be just solely athletics. Mind you, forgive me for any ignorance. If I misspeak, I'm okay with that. I do not mind being corrected. I don't, because my heart is in the right place. My intent is good, so I'm good on that. I'm okay with that. So, and matter of fact, let me do this right here for you. To make it a little easier for you. If you got any issues with it, just shoot me an email. You can tell me how you feel. Like D'Angelo, however you feel, shoot that email to me and let it rip.
So listen, for this one thing. If y'all didn't hear nothing else Ken said. Okay.
That's all I'm saying. I'm saying that Austin has been enrolled since when? February, bro?
Yep.
January, February?
2/16.
So 2/16. 3/16, 4/16, 5/16. We ain't talking about 90 days, but you just got our probation, big dog.
Got our probation.
You know what I'm saying? This is a brand spanking new thing that we're doing. All I'm saying is I'm so far looking at something that ain't got nothing to do with what we talking about, other than we are building a brand, Rochelle, on YouTube. I just Zoe sent me a video. Y'all know AB, the barbecue cooking dude. He got restaurants out here in Cali, right? He actually got one Rancho Cucamonga. Has the largest Black cooking channel on YouTube. AB, Smoking and Grilling with AB. I think that's what it's called. Man, got 2.45 million subscribers on YouTube. All you do is it cook, and folks be eating it up. What I'm saying is this. What I'm saying is it is a small investment now because that channel is going to turn around and going to fund a lot of things in the future. And that is revenue that we can't account for because we don't know anything about it. So all I'm saying, hold on, Michelle. All I'm saying is I was just introducing. This is not even about the Detroit alumni chapter. This is about the next event. So that if you remember, if I disturb your mind enough, maybe next time when we do something, we might say, you know what? I remember Ken was yapping and running his mouth. He know he get on my nerve. He always talking. However, if that seed is planted in your head and it creates a mentality of inclusion when it comes to our media guy, where we can get that content, y'all see the type of work you do. That's just my only point. I'm not saying, or you know what I mean, even if we just sending someone from the team, I don't know, man. I'm not trying to speak out of whack. I'm just trying to introduce everybody to Natalie Rochelle.
Now listen.
I am going to let you speak when I get done.
Go ahead on.
Go ahead. No, I'm done. Please calm down.
It's two things, Ken. You know what? While you were talking, it's two things, especially when you mentioned the guy's AB's website. See, because we as Black people, but even as HBCUs, we're not understanding the monetary value of YouTube.
And do.
Now, that means that like when Austin goes, this is going to be funneled to the JSU Tigers page that we need to actually make more people get to. So the more y'all follow JSU Tigers page and the more views that it gets, that channel will begin to make money on its own, right? So that's another thing. But then Austin will probably need
no.
You talking to me?
No, we're not doing that. We're not raising no money through the 1400 Club. Austin works for the university. We're not doing that. And it's also a 1400 Club with a K. No, I'm not saying I'm not doing any of that. My question is how the coach and the AD and how they get up there. I just said add one person. It ain't no big deal. Hey, keep going.
My thought is that from now on going forward, because truthfully, probably when they thought about all of this, Ken, because this event had been booked for a while.
We're not talking about this event.
I'm talking about for future references. I think Austin needs to state that you need to be in part of the package since that's what your job is. This is a new role for them. So I think, Austin, you need to make that presentation as to why from now on future references going forward, please consider me to be in it since I am the audio person for football.
I see why a lot of times at our university, people just say, you know what? Oh, okay. Never mind. This is why a lot of people say, you know what? Don't worry about it. Let's just do what we've been doing.
Yeah, think small.
We're gonna stay in 1990 for a while. Let's just stay right here. It works. We ain't gotta change nothing. Let's just keep the same old analog video. Let's just stay right here where we at. It works. Don't you come around here disrupting stuff with all your big bright ideas. Y'all know I don't give a damn. I don't care. I'm gonna tell it like it is. Because I have my intentions are right, whether you get it or not. I'm not, and people gonna hear what they want to hear. And I ain't even trying to govern it. I know what I said. If you got any issues with what I had to say, shoot me an email. We can chop it up. I'll give you my telephone number. It is what it is. We ain't talking about nothing. We can't do everything. We done 15 initiatives, man.
I got another great thing for you.
And I got another big one coming down the pipe. So I'm telling y'all, Jeremiah. I am not BSing when I tell y'all. We got a big one coming. I'm just telling you now.
So, kid, I thought this was interesting. I got this guy. He says, "You can't solve the problem with the same mind that created it."
Ooh.
Don't you hear me? You can't solve the problem with the mind that created it.
Hey, Jeremiah, I'm trying to tell you, let's just stay on the chitlin circuit. Let's just stay regular.
Oh my God. Oh.
I'm sorry that I'm sorry I said it. I ain't. No, I ain't. Demond.
look, it's I think again, to kind of go back to what Ken said, this is a new role that got created. And I'm still gonna like put feet to the fire and like continue to create change and stuff
Well,
like
Brandon,
that. So
yeah, Brandon, them folks ain't talking about nothing. Just tell them last time they beat us, LeBron James was in high school, and then move on. Because they always talking about, LeBron James sponsored us. Well, y'all ain't beat Jack State since he was at St. Vincent, St. Mary.
dang. Dang.
So listen, everybody, we have over 550 people in our stream today, and we are grateful and thankful for you.
Y'all
But
know I ain't gonna stop. I just be talking.
but we do need to ask you to please exit the channel, exit the chat, and go like and subscribe to the channel. Y'all are here. I know some of y'all are here just to be nosy, but for a lot of y'all are really grooving with us, and we are appreciative of that. But we would love for you to do two things for us. One, like and subscribe. But two, put down the city and state and even the country you may be in, so we can know just how far our voices are reaching for our love of Jackson State University. Thank you.
No doubt.
Look, we're gonna keep pushing to get better. Because like and the good thing about this trial and error year for the media, we already know what to expect when it comes time for these bowl games. So we know like when they come up, okay, we need to go ahead and get whatever paperwork that we need to get together. We know we're gonna have players in the HBCU Legacy Bowl for sure, and we'll just see how the season goes. So like if these other players go to any other bowl, especially the Reese's Senior Bowl.
Speaking of bowls, we got one that we're gonna be playing in. Well, we got a challenge. Let's jump into it, man. All right, let's see what we got. This is huge, though. I gotta say that this is big time. For the first time, Michelle, in its 18-year history, the MEAC SWAC Challenge will be live on ABC. So the first game of the season, week 0, we're gonna be on ABC. That's the you remember our previous coach was talking about them single letters, not them, the three letters, not the 4 letters. He wanted to be on NBC, CBS, or ABC, and we on ABC, and that's how we kicking the season off. So ESPN events, a division of ESPN, also operates the season opening cricket MEAC SWAC Challenge kickoff at Atlanta's Center Park Stadium. The 2023 game will again open the college football season week 0 on Saturday, August 26th, and will be televised for the first time live, 7:30 p.m. Boy, this is going to be fun, man. Oh, this
Wow.
allowing for a significant showcase. So not only are we going to be on TV,
Well, we're gonna be showcased.
it's going to be Saturday night at 7:30.
Hey.
Feel me? Allowing for a significant showcase for these two conferences. This year's matchup features the 2021 and 2022 SWAC champions Jack State Tigers versus the 2021 Cricket Celebration Bowl winner,
Oh yeah, they hyping this up.
JSU national champion South Carolina State Bulldogs. For tickets, hotels, game, and ancillary events information, visit www.meacswacchallenge.com.
Wow.
So yeah, man, this is huge. They did misspell Tigers, but y'all know what they mean. They said Jack State University Tiger, but it's all good. We starting in the A. That's right. We ending in the A. That's right, Freddie. But Michelle, that's huge, man. That's a heck of a showcase for our players.
That's a heck of a showcase for all HBCUs.
And we coming. Y'all know this is in Atlanta. This is an ATL takeover, man. We showing up, showing out, man. Y'all know we coming in that thing deep.
And you know what's truth be told, Ken, regardless of how we feel, it's gonna be a whole lot of black people making sure that ratings is high for that game.
Oh, it's gonna be black excellence. It's gonna be a sellout. It's gonna be a sellout state. South Carolina, we got to get them back now. They beat us up in the Celebration Bowl in 2021.
It's gonna be good.
This is our chance, and it's also TC Taylor's first Coach TC Taylor's first game at the helm as a head coach. And it's gonna be so much adrenaline pumping in that thing, man. It's gonna be fun, y'all.
I'm already doing this already. I'm going, oh my God.
Oh my goodness. You better believe it. So, but anyway, that's where we starting. But the next game, guess what? We got another one right after that. Check this out.
Shut up.
Next game.
Everybody wants that to say. God dog it.
Game number 2. And the This is the
Sunday.
second game that's going to be played. This is on Sunday, September the 3rd. We're going to return to Miami. ESPN has officially announced the game time for the 2023. Man, it's going to be boiling hot out there now. It's going to be 3 p.m. as always. This one going to be on ESPN, though.
I
And
see.
that's what's cool, man.
Not ESPN 1, 2, and 3, but ESP to the end.
ESPN 1.
Come on,
ESPN. So this is huge, though. Like, I wanted to make sure we touch on this because it's going to be not ESPN 2, not ESPN Plus, not ESPN U. This is huge for Jackson State and FAMU. And it's also the first game was huge for Jackson State and South Carolina State. So for us to be able to showcase our talents, obviously, we hopefully, I'm pretty sure we'll see Aubrey
right there.
We'll see Aubrey out there somewhere. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's right.
Yeah, he with the Miami Dolphins, so he got to make that roster and be with the team, and so that'll be huge. But kickoff 3 p.m. is going to be showcased on ESPN, Jack State versus FAMU. Of course, if you haven't gotten your tickets, of course, you can go to Orange Blossom Classic. Or actually go to Ticketmaster.
Okay, so Bonnie Smith, she said that's going to be their 40th anniversary. We may need to find out and let the people know, say, hey, put the spotlight on them. They've been married for 40 years and he's celebrating it. I'm just watching what Bonnie, 40 years? Come on.
Oh, my goodness.
Right? We got to find a way to let them
holding it down. You got some folk can't get past 4 years, but you done went 44 decades. I know he get on your nerves, don't it? I'm just messing with you. That's hey, listen, Miss Bunny, I ain't but 41, so y'all been together as long as I've been alive, so that's pretty impressive. Kudos to you and your husband.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So EA, this is not my only concern though. My only concern, I'm getting an echo, Rochelle, so I'm gonna mute you real quick. My concern is the first game is gonna be Atlanta. And our third game is going to be Southern Baton Rouge. I got a feeling that we're going to have quite a few people that's probably not going to double back because they did go up on the prices, man, on this game. And, I just think we need a big-time turnout, man. We really do. So, hey, listen, I know it might be a bit taxing, but go ahead now and go ahead and prepare to come to that game. Even if you get there Friday or Saturday, the game ain't till Sunday. You understand what I'm saying? And it's Memorial, and not Memorial, it's Labor Day. So, most people are going to be off that Monday. You get what I'm saying? So, we got to get there, man. Somebody said, that's my 40th birthday. Wow. Okay. Somebody was born and somebody was married and born on your birthday, brother. She said, my ticket, DoorDash your money. My ticket in Miami. Hey, man, go do some Lyft rides now.
You see, that's what we mean by everybody making money off of us.
But we got to be there, man. We got to show up and show out. And then I would say this for all the Jacksonians, man, you can go to that Southern game and do a turnaround. You don't even have to stay tonight. You go up early and come back after the game over with because you're only 2.5 hours up the road. So, it ain't like it's you can save some money there by not actually spending money on the hotel because the following week we're going to Austin. So I know it's challenging. I get it. You know what I'm saying? We starting on the road, but guess what, y'all? I'm buying my tickets in hotel. I told me and Zoe were talking about that today. He said, stay in Fort Lauderdale is cheaper, man. I'm staying where the team gonna be at, so we ain't got to worry about all that old extra expenses, man. Stay in groups, get your Airbnb, something.
Oh, that's true, but that's because you working. But Airbnb is the way to go for
Every
sure.
time we've gone, we've done Airbnb, but this time I'm do the hotel, obviously, because I do want to be near the team. Now, granted, given the fact that we got to make sure that the team gets there, the media team, our media team. So if an Airbnb makes sense, then we will do an Airbnb. We don't have to physically stay in the hotel, but we can be nearby so we can get there as often and as quickly as we can. So if we have to do an Airbnb to save costs, that's what we'll do, and we'll work it that way. Mike B, what's up, baby? Say, yeah, I'm in Fort Lauderdale too. Yeah, man. I ain't got nothing wrong with it. I'm over South Beach. Ain't nothing. I ain't been on the beach not now time. Then it be hot. It be hot as cow piss out there, man. And I ain't got no time for all that. You know what I'm saying? Airbnbs are definitely the move, no doubt. Because them hotels be old down off Collins and South Beach, man, and Ocean Drive, and man, listen, get you an Airbnb, man, and split that cost with your fam, with your
And
home.
get it now before the Airbnb people realize that that's the time to go.
Oh, they already did. See, Rochelle, the first time we got out on them the first game.
Okay.
That second game last year, oh, they were ripping the lining out folks' mouth. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Gotcha.
He said we shall be in Miami, Baton Rouge, and Texas. That's what I'm talking about. Some people gonna pass on Atlanta just to go to Miami. Hey, see, it's the other way around. But like EA said, we got to show up and show out, man. Let's definitely get to let's make sure we in there. And hopefully, man, we get some overcast. We don't want it to rain, but a little overcast to block that sun, man. Because last year, the FAMU band after halftime, man, the band had to leave. They was getting cooked over there, man. It was so hot, and then that heat was also the same in Grambling, man. Man, folks passed out. I almost passed out in that Grambling game. I said, sheesh. Man, you guys should start hydrating now.
Boy, that was a hot game. Jesus.
And that game was unbelievably hot. Like, for real. Now, granted, our previous coach made a move to have all the games be on at 1 o'clock. I didn't understand that, but I'm whatever.
I think it's for to try to get on TV more often, I believe. But
I'd rather just play at 6. It put me on ESPN Plus, so I ain't out there getting cooked like a rotisserie chicken. I'm good on that, man. Shoot, man.
Oh my God.
Hey, you know what? Hey, do whatever your budget allows you to do. If luxury hotels is the play, by all means, let's get it in. That's what I'm saying.
The only time Airbnbs concern me is out the country.
See, what's happening, brother? Let me move this thing to a different let's move it this way so we can get everybody on there now. What's happening?
What it do, fellas? Ladies? Lady? How y'all doing?
What's happening, brother?
How you doing?
What up, Austin?
What's up, man? You doing all right?
Man, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good.
I got your text. I ain't forgot.
Okay, yeah, man, it's good. I mean,
Yeah, I ain't forgot. We've been moving around, so but yeah, there's gonna be some time Monday for sure.
Okay,
hey,
man.
Where we at? Man,
Okay, so while we talking, I got a praise report. Can I tell y'all something? I'm so excited.
go ahead.
Okay, so y'all know my name in therapy world and in the coaching world is Miss No Gray. So Ken, I got my phone number because I have a virtual line under Umail, and you get to choose your phone number. So my phone number is area code 9254 No Gray. I said, come on, Miss No Gray. So No Gray is in my phone number. Ain't that so cool? And you ain't called me yet, sir, but we need to talk. But I was so excited. I was like, come on, Miss No Gray. I was like, come on, Miss No Gray. So 9254 No Gray. Come on.
No doubt about it, man. So listen, let's get back to this presentation real quick. Celebration Bowl. They dropped this too. Celebration Bowl is gonna be on
December 16th.
December 16th, because they just dropped the bowl schedule. Now this was gonna be on ABC as well at noon. Well, yeah. That's when always on noon at noon. But this will be December 16th. We plan on being in that game, starting in Atlanta, ending in Atlanta. That's the goal. All the tickets and all the information it'll go live in September. It'll go live in September. Let's see. SWAC Commissioner's Cup, man. Shout out to Alabama State, man. They won. Y'all, this is a tough award for us to win because we don't have men and women's golf. So we lack a sport. But nevertheless, Alabama State usually be up there. Alabama State, Prairie View. But for us to come in second, man, we had a really good year in there. I mean, and y'all see what I mean by that. So we fell shy by less than 6 points for the Commissioner's Cup, but we did win the C.D. Henry Award for the top SWAC men's program. So like for the men's program won the C.D. Henry Award. So the C.D. Henry Award is for all SWAC men's sports, right? It said Jack State University won the C.D. Henry Award as the best men's athletic program in the Southwestern Athletic Conference for the 2022-2023 season. This is the first time that Jack State Athletics has won the award since 2010-2011 season, and as the Tigers become the first conference team to win the award with only 7 sports, one less than the 8 men's sports the SWAC sponsors. So because we lack a program, hopefully we can get that program back as soon as possible. I would absolutely love that. But for the second straight year, JSU Athletics finished second in the Commissioner's Cup standings for the James Frank Award as the best all-around athletics program in the conference. And this right here is a shout. This is we dropped our hat off to our athletic director. Even though we shy of sport, if we bring golf back, we could definitely win the Commissioner's Cup with no problem. Our athletics department is extremely healthy right now. And we have a phenomenal athletic director, and I know he's proud. But for the men to claim the top award, the C.D. Henry Award, huge shout out to the men programs and all those that did win a championship. The women, these are the rankings. So we finished top in the conference at 72.5 points, right ahead of Alabama State. The women fell shy by 9 points, shy of the McGee, Sadie McGee, your coach. Is the McGee Jacket Award for women's sports. So we fell shy by 9 points behind Alabama State. Obviously, this is what allowed them to get us in that overall ranking. So we were right there. If we would have had golf, we could have basically had those points, and we would have been right there to win the Commissioner's Cup with no problem. So huge. This was a great showing, though, for the women, though. This is amazing. For all the women program to do what they did, and the women's basketball program, women's soccer, bowling. We did some phenomenal things this past year. So kudos to all the men and women programs, and want to shine a light on that. I did see this. I think this is my last one. We'll come back to this because I saw my brother Light On put that out, said, what's your prediction for Jack State football record in 2023? How many games will win? Y'all hold your horses on that one, man, because we're going to have to come back to that later because I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one just yet, but we'll talk about it. We'll wait till I thought Zoe would have been on here by now. Ain't no telling what he got going on, but it's all good. But anywho.
Ken, quick question.
Yes, ma'am.
The McGee/Thing Award. Is that Sadie McGee?
Sadie McGee.
Shout my coach.
Yep, that's Sadie McGee. I can actually tell you the breakdown of it too.
Okay.
It's let me go to it. So the McGee Jacket Award is named after former Jackson State women's basketball coach Sadie McGee and former Prairie View A&M track and field coach Barbara Jacket. McGee was the first women's basketball coach at Jackson State, compiling 4 SWAC regular season titles and 3 straight National Association of Women's Sports national championships from 1978 to 1980. Jacket led the Prairie View A&M to 8 cross-country, 9 indoor, and 5 outdoor SWAC titles from 1965 to 1991. She was also the head coach of the 1992 U.S. Women's Olympic track team that brought home 4 gold medals, 3 silver medals, and 3 bronze medals from Barcelona, Spain. So that award is named after Sadie McGee and Barbara Jacket.
Hey, thank you.
Dope stuff, man. Edwin, what's happening, brother? Stream is open, everybody. Stream is open. Feel free to come up, chop it up with the fam, with the squad. Brother C, go ahead, bro.
Hey, man, for the record, man, I put it in the text, the chat, man. I felt what you were saying about, having a camera at the different events.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't rocket science, man. I mean, it was simple. I mean, I understand what you were saying. It wasn't hard. I mean, no, we're not trying. I mean, I want to be followed around like that. So, just grab some content, kind of let the people know what's going on. To represent the universe.
It's top line. It's Rob J does a really good job locally of covering. And even when he moves around the conference, whenever he's there, he does a really good job of reporting. It's not even so much as just reporting. It's just more so really just trying to, help better tell our story. That's all. That's all that is. It ain't nothing. It ain't like you said, it ain't rocket science. That's what we do. Matter of fact, that's what we've been doing. And sometimes you just have to do the work and then just wait until, whenever that time comes, it'll show itself to be whatever it need to be, and then you just kind of go from there. So, hey, what's happening, brother?
What's going on, man?
Man, not a whole lot, bro.
What up, Shell? What up, TD? Austin.
What's up, Zoe?
Dude, outstanding, amazing work, bro. Don't expect nothing less than what we got today.
Right.
Appreciate it, man.
You were just your normal, regular self, man. Hey. Who else out there in HBCU land putting out better content than JSU? Nobody.
None whatsoever, man. Hey, did you get a chance to catch any of what we were saying?
No, bro.
Hey, I wanted to get your thoughts on that because I mentioned, I think we talked about it. We were talking about the fundraiser that was going on in Detroit. We were just I mentioned, just how important it would be to just start thinking when we do things to just make sure we factor it in, having our media representation there to cover those events because that's dope. That could be dope content.
Yeah.
But the question was like, do we want to have a camera following TC everywhere? And I was like, no, we don't. That's not just following him anywhere. That's really
we don't now because we're different. It's because then it'll be like you're trying to be like somebody else. And no, we don't. But we do need a camera around, not 100% of the time, but I would say 3/4 of the time. Just scale back a little bit. But the reason why I think it'll be dope to have somebody in Detroit for that mainly would be because of, again, when we talk about a HBCU centric, content, honestly, even FCS, and it's kind of hard because you got to get out your own bubble. But who else is putting out that type of content? When you're talking about, leaving Mississippi, we're in Detroit. You know what I'm saying? In Detroit with this JSU centric, event with James Houston there as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And capture that. But then it's different when we say capturing that, and then it's a whole different thing when we say Austin put his fingers on it. You see what I'm saying?
Facts.
Two things, man. And let me just say this because I have to. It's another brag for my bro Austin. It's one thing to say you putting content out. You know what I mean? And you can have other schools starting to put more content out, but everybody ain't got an Austin. There's only one of him. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And and it's just like having a cameraman. Everybody got a different eye. You know what I mean? Everybody's gonna have a different viewpoint, a different feel to it. But Austin got that sauce, man. Even when he looking like he got a chef hat on right now. You know what I'm saying? Like he cook up something as we speak.
Chef boy ID hat on, dog.
And he cooking up something now. But the thing is, man, Austin put more sauce on it.
I actually am.
See, and the fact of, and here's the thing. When he hit me up, he was like, "Hey, send me this, come and do this," and all I said was, "Ooh." When he told me,
because
I said, "Ooh."
So the truth is, we started with greatness. We can't go to the VCR no more. We have death.
Well, all of that, hey, the main thing I gave the analogy. We riding in first class right now. We ride on the charter flight. We first class. Once you get out of basic economy and coach, man, you can't go back.
You cannot go back.
Look, man, Coach Pride got here, man. We got in first class and he gone, and we like to taste the view of first class. We ain't going back behind them wings no more. Man, you know what I'm saying? Everybody else back behind the wing. Well, some people even on plane, they on Spirit or something else. You know what I'm saying? we flying good right now. Huh?
That's all we were saying. Like at the end of the day, like that role, like even in the role that he's in, he's been in his role 3 months, bro. So it's a new idea, new concept,
That's crazy.
It's a newness of it.
And look, and like I told you guys last week, it's not the fact that Austin got their sauce. It's the fact that the beautiful thing about this is it's a team of Austins. And so it's like it's different when you got one person doing everything. But the beautiful thing about diversity, and hear me good, and when you got people, a team, you can bounce ideas off of each other. Because there's gonna be certain things that Ash is gonna come come up with that Austin would be like, yo, that's gonna be dope. I didn't think about that. Oh yeah, let's do that. You know what I mean? When you got multiple creatives together, that's when you got beautiful work. Because now you're talking about we bouncing ideas off of each other, and not just on the team, even the coaching staff, TC may come up, hey man, how you feel about this? Or Austin, and to give you an example, TC may come up and say, hey Austin, how you feel about this? And Austin might be like, nah, and then Ashley be like, you know what, now I don't roll with that, but we could tweak it like this and do this, and they'll be like, oh yeah, that's it, let's roll with that. That's the beautiful thing about that. And we got a team of excellent creators. And look, man, Jackson State this, Jackson State that. You know what I'm saying?
Man, hey, and if any of the coaches out there watching, man, y'all come on the stream. We inviting the coaches up tonight. Come on up. I know they might not be.
Hey Austin, do you have do you receive that information like the Detroit thing? Do you get that information, or do you how do you or you just get it in passing like everyone else?
No, I mentioned it to him.
Yeah, I get it when y'all get it.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
except for
certain
stuff.
No,
except for certain stuff like just obviously Swag Media Day, and we are kind of like, I did throw in their ear about like letting me be there for at least for the MEAC Swag press conference. Just to, because that's the first game. Why not? You know what I'm saying? Like, so I kind of threw that in their ear, just let me know. And because we're in a good space where I can like leave, and I don't even have to be there the entire, like I could literally get there like the night before or whatever, boom, and then fly back the same day. It ain't no big deal. It's literally gonna be in Atlanta.
Oh, you need to be at all of the press conferences, bro.
Yeah. Somebody
need to be there.
Yeah. So the good thing about it is though, like obviously the games I'll be there, so that's gonna be dope to be there in that space.
Hey guys, kind of changed a little bit. I had a chance to watch the video from Friday night when you guys were sitting around, man. That was pretty deep, man, pretty dope. I sent it out to a few people, man. Hope we can get some wheels to turn in on that with the Ezra Cafe thing, man. That was getting some things done. So that was pretty dope.
Michelle, I'm confused. So
I did two things for you. One thing, you have to call me tomorrow. That's the first.
I thought you was gonna call me. That's why I didn't.
I know, because I'm more. I didn't know
me.
Meetings and stuff like that.
Just call me. I ain't.
Okay.
Yeah. Just
How early you up in the morning? My brain is fresh in the morning.
And you said the dude who you say in the goulash? What's his name?
Frederick Hunter.
How you get in the goulash?
He don't know. He said, do you ever see the thing I be saying? And I was like, so I asked his name. I said, no. He said, I gotta dump me in the goulash, because he's been asking for a long time. I was like, I don't never see your name.
Why they don't come to me? Why they go to you?
Well, because you the main character, and he can just back channel me.
They got nothing to do nothing. They got a whole email address.
Go to your boy King.
Not that they. I didn't mean it like that. I'm just saying, like, just keep going to Rashay. I know they.
Yeah, because you was talking something like it's just easier.
They trying to get in them DMs, man. I ain't just saying, man.
Val talking about she been.
That is not in Ken. You a mess.
Man, tell him to say something. And then I took the Keish out. She out too.
You know what's funny? But even though she out, she still can't come in. It's crazy. She's like, I be trying to donate. Hold on, we need to.
No, I actually didn't save it. I thought she was out. She's out. I saved it after I got off the Streamlabs. So Keish, if you're out there,
okay,
go ahead and say something now, and I think I'll be able to see you.
That's funny.
Frederick Hunter, is you out there? KJ, what's good?
Yes, he is. Oh, y'all, I got a 0.5 pounds to release Ken before Saturday. Whew.
There he is, right there. There you go. All right, welcome back. Stay out the goulash, bro. don't be saying nothing crazy, man.
Listen,
Ken is the goulash warden. Yeah, I said, I gotta go hunt for y'all, man. I gotta go find y'all deep in the trenches. See, he out. Where's Keish? Is Keish in there?
No, Keish is actually, I met her, Ken. She lives out here in Albany, and she's a farmer. Albany, California, where I stay at.
Okay.
But she's actually a farmer, and she was showing me. She worked for she worked partnership with UC Berkeley, but they have community farms, and they're teaching people how to farm and all these different. Yeah, she's gonna give me some eggs, some vegetables, and all that. I was like, "Come on, Queen!" So yes, I'm all excited.
No wonder you wanted out the goulash. She trying to give you some food. I'll take
And
it out.
all kind of herbs can. I
Send me
mean,
some eggs.
she FaceTime, and I was seeing all these beautiful, yeah,
Hey,
a goulash support group.
so you missed all the action, bro. We'll run through it. I get your opinions on some stuff. I had to bag up. We touched on. Let's see. First thing we touched on was MEAC Swag Challenge. First time in 18 years, brother. We're gonna be on the ABC, dog. What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, it's only right that you put, you know what I'm saying, the Mecca, the standard, you know what I'm saying, to grace the entire nation on linear television. I mean, because ain't nobody, you know, it's like, I mean, let's be real, man. It's like David Ruffin and Temptation. Ain't nobody come to see South Carolina State, man.
Well, you know they beat us in the Celebration Bowl.
I mean, ain't nobody won a game. Ain't nobody come to see them, though. You know what I'm saying? They came to see us lose or see them beat us or whatever the case may be. They ain't come to watch them.
Yep.
They come to watch us.
That's true.
I mean, so it is what it is, man.
Lord Jesus, so they can brag. You right, so.
I mean, we the draw. Like, it is what it is, man. And we growing. So now it's a big deal, man, to be on opening weekend, man. When the thirst of football is ripe and filled in the air for college football, and we officially kick off football season with the champs. You know, so we make sure when we come up into Georgia State Stadium, man, we're gonna be banging drum, let them know the champ is here, like Muhammad Ali going to the ring. The champ is here. And and let me say this too, man. It's big for HBCU football, but this is a JSU centric page, man. Let me just be real with you. I told Ken today, man, we're a 2-time conference champion on a 20-game conference winning streak, and I'm telling y'all right now, we hunting. We ain't hunting. We ain't being hunted. This is a new staff, new coach, so we don't care who get up for us. We up for y'all. This team right here, we are the hunters.
Hey man, Kelly G.
I wish I was home for y'all.
I wish I was home so I could stop by and get some lunch. I ain't getting no food from the reception. I sure get there and get me some. Sheesh.
Yeah, you missed out, Ken.
I did. Next thing up, Zoe. Game number 2. We on ESPN.
Hey man, hold on. Do I get what the women like, man? We get some consistency around here. Is that what it is? So we go from week 0 on national TV to follow up the next game on national TV. Who else?
It's gonna be when you make your display as being what you say you gonna be, Zoe, on that game.
I'm gonna be thirst trapping.
That's his debut, women.
From the chest down, because y'all see this, I love up top. That's all y'all see right now. Y'all see everything when I get to Miami. The thirst trap.
Great sweat shorts.
Hey, look, matter of fact, I saw a video today. King gonna know what I'm talking about. But I said, you a whole snack. Like now I'm a Happy Meal. Like I got a kid and a toy. So I'm a Happy Meal.
I cannot, but that was good, Zoe. That was.
What is wrong with you?
Happy Meal.
Jesus.
Somebody sent me that photo of Willie Simmons talking about. I know he was happy that his player returned, man. We ain't worried about no.
Hey man, hold on. I want to address that. I mean, I know they feel good about that. It's the second year in a row somebody, thought about leaving and they came back.
Yeah.
But all I can think about is, hey man, what did he do against Jackson State last year? I mean, I know he was first team all sweat, but what did he do against us? Because that's all I care about. He ain't do nothing against Jackson State, did it? No.
I ain't know who he was.
Look, was he on the field for a lot of them 59 points? I think so.
Okay, so but wait, who y'all talking about?
Something that the coach from FAMU was talking about. He was talking to Brandy.
He on a mission, that poor guy. Okay.
Brandy was over there.
Just saying. I know some legless lizards on here watching. Hi, hater. But
Jackson
just
State.
saying.
I told them all you got to do is tell them that they got a LeBron James. The irony of them having a LeBron James endorsement. Carmelo Anthony done came to the NBA and then retired, and they still ain't beat Jack State.
This is facts. I ain't had no Junior Bowl. I ain't drunk nothing but some Sprite. This is sober.
Jackson State this, Jackson State that. That do need to be a T-shirt. I agree with you on that one, Kelly.
Nah, but in all seriousness though, man, this is hopefully this could be the cornerstone of something new. When you're talking about HBCU football being on the cornerstone to break in the new college football season on linear television 2 weekends in a row. But like I said, who better than the school that's going to be a big draw? And that would be, you know what I'm saying, JSU on week 0 and week 1. And look, I promise you, after we win those 2 games, you know, we follow that game up in Baton Rouge, so we're on TV again. It's on ESPN Plus, but if we're 2-0 and those ratings are what we hope they could be, that game could get moved up as well, depending on who won and lost or whatever else. So it's not out of the construct to think that Jack State and Southern game could be bumped up to like ESPN2 or something. So we'll see. But kudos, man. It's a great new thing in this new season for HBCU football.
And let's not get it twisted. I just thought about something you said, though, is that the main ABC not stupid because they've been seeing the former coaching where, because trust me when I tell you, when we win, things have not changed at Jackson State since Deion Sanders has left. As a matter of fact, they look sharper and stronger than ever. So Jackson State is here to stay. You know, I'm telling you, it's going to be a hype that's ridiculous.
When it comes to FAMU, it's simple. Willie Simmons ain't beat them as a head coach. Ain't beat Jack State, so it ain't really like what we talking about. Like anyway, so you got anything on the commissioners? Cause I know we talked about this earlier. I'm gonna let you get through these slides and then we'll take our.
Yeah, man. The Commissioner Cup, man. Look, let me just say this. For the past, I want to say 3 or 4 years, we only come up second place because we're too short. We're 2 sports short. If we have men and women's golf, we win the Commissioner Cups this year. We win it last year and the year before that and the year before that. So, you know, kudos to Alabama State, but again, you know, they won it with 18 sports and we're in second place with 16. So we have to pretty much win or be runner-up pretty much in every sport that we have. And that's why we actually come up second. So we have 18 sports. We win this thing going away.
Yep.
So kudos to them.
And we won the C.D. Henry Award, of course, the men.
And we won the men's side, and we came up. Basically, look, we won the men's side, and we came in second place on the women's side. I mean, pretty much goes with what I'm telling you.
These 2 right here. Yep. So we fell shy. Last slide. We didn't touch on this. I was waiting for you to come up. The question on how many? What was the prediction? I'm
gonna say that. I'm not going to answer that. I'm gonna wait till later on.
Yeah.
Swag Media Day, close to the season.
Touch on this later on, man. Definitely.
But I'm gonna just say this, man. You know, the overall temperature, and I guess in the coalition world is, you know, the first 4 games of the season is going to define our season. But we know that to not be true because the coalition, they love a goalpost with wheels on it. Because we can go 4-0, and after that 4th game, they're going to say, well, y'all ain't faced Alcorn yet. They ain't lost but 1 game, and we ain't faced yada, 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 yada. So we know that's going to change. But I can't wait, especially after the first 2 games, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be a beautiful thing, but we will see what we're made of after those first 4 games. And, yeah, we'll touch on that one loss record, or what we think or what we perceive how this season will go at Swag Media Day. Is way too early for me to sit here and say what I think our record will be.
Well, I think, and then even when it comes to what Coach Simmons had to say, like it's really just banter. I mean, he had to say something that would stick, but again.
Well, no, I actually, from his viewpoint, I understand why he said what he said, and I understand why he said what he said.
No, I said I get it too. It just still like again though, it's not like we don't know what happened. You know what I'm saying? We did a complete overhaul. You know what I'm saying? With having a new coach, had a lot of people that left. We had some players that elected to stay. You know what I'm saying? I guess I'll say it like this right here. We had a player that hit the portal and he decided to come back to Jackson State. Matter of fact, he had a pick 6 against FAMU. Go by the name of Keedrick Wiggins.
Yep.
You follow what I'm talking about? So
I get it. And anytime you feel like you can have any small win or you feel like it's something that's going to add to your team, I mean, because they know what type of player he is. I mean, so I get the sense of optimism with it. I totally understand it.
That would be the equivalent of Niles Gaddy staying.
Exactly. But the difference when we use that analogy, when you say Niles, I bring the question. Hey man, when we played FAMU, what did Niles do? Niles had a damn good game against FAMU. What did this cat do against Jackson State? Crickets? Anybody hear anything? Oh.
No, he didn't do a whole lot. Like I said, I had to go and check the dude out because I did. The only people I knew about was Land. I mean, apparently he became first team All SWAC off of what he did throughout the rest of the season, which I didn't really pay much attention to them because I don't really watch none of them teams outside of us.
Hey, but we had a piss poor O-line last year according to the coalition, and if you ain't getting no sacks against Jack State piss poor O-line, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I'm just saying. That's what they say. They say the O-line was horrible, right? And you ain't did nothing against our horrible O-line, then I mean, and then we put up 59. Hey man, we put up over half 100, man. Put up 59 points on them things.
They go blue, but hey, they go out stat. Hey, that's confirmation, man. They put up now stat. Not a tackle, not a hurry, not a nothing.
So I'm just saying, I mean, that's why I'm like, okay.
But it's good for them. We want them at their best. No excuses now.
Yeah, but we beat them at our worst.
That's what I was trying to tell them. And Willie Simmons was coaching the last 3 of them. So what difference does it make? He got to say something. Yeah. So, I respect it. His play. I'm pretty sure you're happy to have him back other than losing him. So that ain't no bad thing. Yeah, we should have had 77, honestly.
Facts.
73.
73?
Should have had 73.
For sure. Well, actually, did we go for 2 that game?
No, we just dropped that touchdown with J.D. Martin, and then
No. I said, did we go for 2 one time?
I can't remember. Probably did. Yeah, we went for 2 every game. So
I don't want to talk about that now. Never mind.
I met him. That's a big fella, man. I really am excited about Towns Blue on the old line.
Hey, man. We're gonna have a little success introduce themselves too.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's just
we're gonna have a little success introduce themselves too.
Yeah, it would have been I even with all of that, Deputy Mario, if JD Martin catches that touchdown on
and Herman Smith.
And Herman Smith catch that pick 6.
That pick 6.
It's 73-3. We beat them boys by 70 points.
Man, 73-3, man.
Man, them boys know what time it is.
Hey man, look. And I'm sorry, I gotta bring it up, man. You play a Power 5 school, your quarterback has some good numbers. You're thinking, oh man, surely we're gonna beat the brakes off JSU. Look what we did against a Power 5 school. And we just proceed to beat you worse than North Carolina did.
Man, that was a straight, like they got mollywopped, bro. That's what that was. That's that. Did you at least pinch them?
Man, I ain't pinch it, man. We took our belt off and gave them their issue.
All upside they back. Whoop the heck out of them, man. Who was
they got webs on their ass, right? I mean, right now from that game, they got a reminder.
Who was the guy that left that day? That left today.
Mario.
I don't know nothing about none of that. But as we get ready to transition, man, let's we got some, man. You know what? I didn't even post that, bro. From that communication we got earlier, though, in regard to the IHL, bro. It's interesting, though. We got an article referencing IHL, just kind of like basically saying, man, and then Alcorn president stepped down too, didn't
She
Yep.
didn't step down.
she got I'm just saying, she pushed out.
She got promoted to customer.
To who?
She got promoted to customer.
Yeah. Now they were just talking about the amount of turnover, man, from the IHL, bro, just in the state. You know what I'm saying? But we got someone on the board this time around.
Hey guys, so are all the players back now? Officially? No.
Nope, not yet. We got another wave coming.
Tyler, Zoe might be able to answer that one. I'm not sure.
What's up?
X was Savion still in the portal.
I don't know.
Goulash.
I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, Tyler. I mean,
We know where he at.
once you dip out, man, I move on.
Yeah, I treat transfer portal like I treat my exes. We ain't together no more. Wish you well. Ain't keeping up with you. Nah, I mean, that's for real.
I didn't know where that was going at first.
No, I'm just saying. I don't have no ill feelings. I don't hold grudges. I just move on.
So Austin, what?
I can't say anything. I'm petty.
So Austin, what's that process with all the players returning? Is there I mean, with high school being out, you know, saying all the commits, when is it mandatory for everybody to be back?
I think everybody has different circumstances because some are still trying to transition out, or they're so far away they got to get all their stuff together. You know, they just need a full month to kind of like get all that stuff together.
So basically, talking about when does the team report, like in full?
Yeah. So they're gonna start the summer workouts. I mean, do the coaches want them all there in full, you know, to get this thing started?
Well, if I'll make it plain, if everybody was available to be in the start of summer, they would want the whole team there for summer workouts for the entire summer. But being of how we get players, and there are, you know, different conditions, you know, some players are JUCO. So all the high school kids are there, right? Because they graduated, they're there. Okay. So you got some guys at other colleges who, you know, everybody don't get out at the same time. Different schools get out different time. And then you got JUCO. Some got to graduate. Some players got to go to summer school, the first session of summer school. Some got to go to second session of summer school. So I'm saying, so basically, when the full team report, and even if they come now, it's just workouts. The full team reports. What is it? July 23rd, 24th?
24.
July 24th is the day that the full team reports for fall camp.
Okay.
And that's when you're preparing for the season.
Right.
But right now, it's just summer workouts.
Okay, yeah, that's the question I was asking. Okay, so it's kind of not a minute.
Is Irv Mulligan there?
Yep, he's there.
Yep,
he's definitely there.
Y'all excited about the new uniform combo? How many come expecting?
Can't say.
I would say absolutely we're excited, and you're gonna be excited when you see them. But
it's a lot. I can say that it's a lot.
Well, you talking about new? How many new?
It's still a lot.
It's still a lot.
It
The
is.
combinations.
You talk about the
Yeah, when you mix,
combination. It is a lot.
you mix the combinations. I'm talking about top and bottom, same. You know, I know what you mean.
4.
4.
It's 4. That's what I'm saying. It's a lot, and that's
4.
new. But we can't talk about. We'll let them.
We
We'll
got
let
some
them do what they do.
And so, I talked to Coach today. Just I do want to say this while we got 572 on here. Family, please. We got something that's gonna be pretty big asked of us to try to make happen. I don't necessarily think that what we're gonna be asked to do is not gonna happen in one stream. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah.
I would love for it to happen in one stream, but realistically, it's just not. We're talking about a very aggressive number, and which we may need to contact some of our contacts that ain't on the stream just to let them know what we're trying to do. And when I tell y'all, whenever I get the green light to let everybody know what it's going to be, I think you guys are going to be excited about it.
Well, honestly, I think when we get the green light, I think. Well, no, I know it won't. Never mind. I just thought about something. No, never mind. Go ahead. Your point, bro.
I'm just saying, like Jeremiah, brother GA, there's some things around what they was talking about. Just say that, you know what I mean? And I know folks was talking about, we might need some.
Hey,
yeah,
we're
gonna need some. I ain't worried about that. I ain't got nothing. Yeah, I ain't touching on nothing specific. But even with that, from talking to Coach, it won't even be like he'll let me know. Because there's no way to do it without saying it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But doesn't mean that anyone will know what that will actually look like. You can't hide the idea and get help. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's like asking a doctor to fix you and you won't tell them what's wrong. Like, just run the test. Let me know what's wrong with me. And they're going to ask you questions, Well, what's hurting? Well, what's the problem? So, yeah, Jeremiah, get ready, man. We need that Stizak. Y'all stack givers, them heavy hitter contributors that got that grand ready to give. Need all that. And whatever amount it is, we taking it all, man. So we just whenever we find out, we'll give you the green light. We ain't doing no other initiatives until we get that. Yes, sir, Mr. GA, brother GA. I got some friends, not ends. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, and it's gonna be a proud moment, man, because I'm telling you, it's dope, man. I'm telling you, y'all think tomorrow gonna be funny because it's gonna be everybody yapping about what Austin just dropped. He gave us a whole nother day of Twitter beef, and but then with the stuff we got coming down the pipe though, just at this university. I mean, is the track done yet? They put the stripes down yet?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
You talking for the track?
Yeah,
They are going to lay down the stripes starting Monday.
that's what's up.
Then I think depends on who it is and like the manpower. If it's just the 2-person thing, I think it's gonna take like 2 to 3 days. But if it's a full team, it should take 8 days.
Yep.
But I'm not sure who's coming for that. I've heard 2 different things. So
either way it goes, it don't matter who we.
I've already got that video ready. I just need to add the last part to it, which is all that.
Damn, you just need that final look, huh? That's dope, bro.
Yep, gotta be on it, man. Content. I think the track coach gonna love that.
Hey man, you drop a movie trailer once a week, man. See what I'm saying? I don't call it content. We shoot movies at JSU.
You're right.
Yeah.
I'm trying to finalize this one thing I'm working on right now, so I can drop it tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
It's gonna be it's cool. It's gonna be nice, little sweet, short stuff. Ashton got some good ideas for tomorrow though, so that's gonna be good. We'll get rolling on that.
You said you actually or Ashley?
No, Ashton
Ashton.
has some good ideas for us to do tomorrow.
Shout out to what's his name? Nino. Young Nino.
Hey, that is hilarious. No, Ken, I don't know if you want me to tell you that. Well, when you come back, you should see what Ashton looked like beforehand, and you be like, nah, Ashton was a hooper.
Oh, for real?
Mm-hmm.
So was I.
wasn't expecting that.
I look like a D lineman now, though. Still getting buckets.
We gotta have to put that to the test because I still.
Hey man, put a camera up and give me a basketball. Let's go to the court.
Man, I gotta see that, dog.
You gotta see what?
Hooper.
Is it Ashton the Hooper?
Look, I did want to address something, man, because we actually saw something. I was actually there's a company out, and I was actually familiar with the company. The company name is actually called Tiger Air. And so, back last week when we were talking about doing something for the team, with something on the sideline, I thought about it then, but they were trending because LSU today, when the players arrived, they were sampling out these new helmets and these new air-conditioned helmets.
Okay.
And look at Rochelle.
You talking about the one?
Oh, I saw that with LSU.
Yeah, LSU.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So
hey,
at first, people were thinking that it's an actual helmet, but it's not. It's an actual device that actually goes in the helmet. And so the price point isn't really crazy for them. And so I was actually going to. I saw it in the comments. Somebody mentioned, no, the helmets aren't $600. That's false. It's not a helmet that you got to buy. It's not the price point. The price point, if I remember correctly, is about $125, I believe. Because what it is something that you actually add to the helmet. It's not an actual helmet that you buy. And once you have it, you have it. So the thing is, because you can actually change them from one helmet to the next, right? And make some air conditioning, which is a great thing for heat stress and things of that nature. But the price point is $125. But hold on, let me look exactly so I can tell you. I know it's not $130 though. Let me see. Here we go. I'll tell you 1 second. We go to shop. No, I'm all the way wrong. It's $185. Forgive me. So it's $185 for each one. So you figure if we were to ever thinking about doing an initiative, because I was going to run it by TC and Otis to see if they was interested, or Dominique rather, to see what they thought about it. Because it's another alternative, you know what I'm saying, when you talk about heat stress in the month of September. The only thing, though, you guys, is that when the season starts, we only have one game that's a day game from now until the first home game.
So the game, that's a FAMU?
FAMU's at 3 p.m. kickoff.
Yep.
Every game we had, the first 3 of the first 4 games, plus the first home game, they're all night kickoffs.
7:30 on the first game, 6 p.m. on the third game.
6 p.m. On the fourth game.
Texas State going to be 6 p.m.?
Yes, sir. 6 p.m. kickoff. And then we have a 6 p.m. kickoff, the first home game with the So that's the only thing. However, but still, it's still hot the first month of September. So I was going to run about TC, or even if they decide they want to have it for the guys that practice, you see what I'm saying? For 2 days and things of that nature. I was going to run it by them. Yeah, it's battery powered, and when it's fully charged, they last up to 6 hours. So it's a good thing, and they can charge them in between practices. And then I think if we were to get those, like Dominique, be in control of that. However, the reason why I didn't mention anything was because of the price point. So $185 for each one. Now, granted, you probably could get them at a cheaper rate if you're buying them in bulk, but just at that math, if you take 185 and let's just say we got 110 of them, that's a little over $20,000. It's 20,350. And so that's a pretty good undertaking. So I was gonna hold off on that because we have some other things to kind of go towards. So, but I was gonna ask them to see what they, get a feel from them to see what they thought about it. Well, the thing about the sideline heaters, I'm gonna be honest. I know we'll have some cold games, but I'm gonna be honest, and I'm gonna use last season as a great barometer, right? How many freezing cold games did we have last year? Only one comes to mind. That's Alcorn. You see what I'm saying? So that's a heavy price to pay for no more than 2 games max. It's a lot of money when you talk about buying a sideline heater. Especially if you talk about buying something that's going to cost in excess of, $10,000-$15,000 for one game.
For what we're trying to do, though, like honestly, I think that we gotta get the big stuff out of the way first.
No. I'm not even talking about this.
No, I know. I was saying like
we got other stuff to do.
Even the sideline fans may even come in. It may even come in question because of the times, but we still
exactly.
And it's like we don't want to waste any money, any momentum, any initiatives on anything that's not going to be
that'll take away or deviate from other stuff that we got playing. Exactly.
Straight up. So yeah, this is right. Yeah, long sleeves and hand warmers, bro. They're gonna be out there playing. They'll be all right.
Well, see, here's the thing. If we were really
over there in where the previous coaching at, they need them over there because they
if we were really in a cold climate, then it makes sense. But when you're talking about spending excess of $10,000 to $15,000 for one game, that's not feasible. It really isn't. And like I said,
that's not good money management either.
Right.
Well, that's what I was saying. So, for example, like you just take last season, the only cold game we had, I didn't say chilly, because chilly to fans is different to guys on the team. You see what I'm saying?
Man,
but when you talk about cold, it was only one cold game last year.
Hoodie, man. Put on a thermal and a hoodie.
It was only one cold game last year, and that was Alcorn.
And we had it was cool. It was cold and it was cool. We had fun.
It wasn't cool to me. Cold.
It was cold. Now we drank that, that ginger ale warm me up though.
Ginger ale did nothing for me. I was freezing.
Man, you right there on the sideline. You ain't look like you were that cold when you were getting out of the way of Travis Hunter.
Man,
you got moving fast, boy. You ain't want the knees to get blown out.
I'm trying to get run over.
Joker bagged up like he was. Joe got out the way so fast, man.
See, look at Blue. That game was cold, man.
It was cold. I had a big old puff jacket on. Trust me, I remember.
I had one on too.
Yeah, said, do y'all think had an upper hand in conditioning with the heat equal to altitude advantages? So,
nah,
we gonna have to adjust to that heat, man.
Let me tell you something. Let me give you a piece of advice. You can't use upper hand and an O lineman and D lineman in nothing when it comes to conditioning.
Right.
At all. There is no upper hand.
Man, that is a fact, man. It could absolutely be 70 degrees in the South in November, without question.
There, look at Blue. Look at Blue. I'm trying to tell you.
Nah, it was cold. I ain't saying it was cold then.
Oh, well, I'm just saying.
Yeah. That Mobile game was cold. I ain't go to that one, but I heard about that one. Everybody was complaining about that one.
But that brings my point. Appreciate that, Tony, y'all. But that brings my point. It was 2 games max.
Yeah.
So that's a heavy steep price for that.
Yeah, the win was disrespectful in Mobile. Hey, but that Alcorn game was cold now. Boy,
the Alcorn game was boy.
Ooh. Oh yeah, we had them heaters over there at the tailgate section. Oh yeah, it's like 45. Anything below that, I'm watching the game. AC helmet. I mean, we're gonna see about that one, man. We gonna see. I said that's a lie. Mobile was brutal, hoes.
Hey,
Hey, you had to. Somebody that went to both the Alcorn and the Mobile game got to tell us which one was the coldest. That Alcorn game was something there, but I did have that big old jacket on from Thad Reed, so I was good.
Mobile probably was a little colder. It wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Mobile probably was a little colder, but it was so much chaos trying to get in.
Oh yeah, what was going on, man? We know we back over there. Oh, Avis said Alcorn.
I'm trying to tell you, man.
Yes, yeah, Big Junior is back. He is there. He's officially on campus.
Hey, when you say we back in Mobile, please, is that game?
Brandon said Mobile without a doubt.
Yeah,
Nah, Brandon.
Mobile was
Let
cold.
me tell y'all something. I'm
Red
different.
Hunter said Alcorn was the coldest.
Let me tell y'all, I'm different from all y'all. I'm allergic
I
to
have
one.
never been that in my life.
Yes.
Wow.
I'm allergic to one, dog. Alcorn. Telling you, bro.
Well,
Look,
I think the wind chill factor in Mobile is what probably.
See, that's how you know Alcorn was colder. Wasn't no wind nowhere.
It wasn't no
bone
wind.
chilling cold.
Yeah, Mobile was cold, man.
Bone chilling cold.
Can we in that same stadium again, man?
Mobile was just, they said Mobile was just windy, but Alcorn was cold.
I told you.
What'd you say, bro?
We in that same stadium again?
Yes, the last year. Yes. But they did it because we're getting out of the classic. So that classic, when we got into that classic, it was for 3 years. Right? It was we were supposed to play in Mobile, and this season we're supposed to be playing Alabama A&M in Huntsville, and then go to Mobile next year. But because we're getting out of the game, we're gonna go ahead and play back in Mobile again this year. So we're bypassing that. So this will be the last year that we play in Mobile in that class, and we're done with it contractually.
I can dig it.
So do you guys still believe in classics?
Do we still believe in classics?
Yes.
It's not a matter of believing in them. It's the matter of how well you use them. I've said for years, no school, none, should be playing in more than one neutral site game. Because every time you play in a classic, you bypass a home game.
Right. That's why I asked that. Yes.
So you could do a neutral site game if you're doing one, because you still can have a neutral site game and have 5 or even possibly 6 home games. But to sit here and play in multiple, like for an example, we're playing in the SWAC MEAC Challenge. You notice we only have 4 home games this year, right?
Right.
So instead of us playing in Atlanta, that could be a home game. Instead of playing FAMU in Miami, that could be another home game. So potentially we could have had 6 home games this year.
True.
See what I'm saying? So it's not a matter of not liking them. It's just for us, like, we make more money, you know what I'm saying, at home than we would be playing in Mobile. Oh, actually, we got 3.
Happy birthday, Joe.
We got 3 classics. Can we play in Mobile again this year?
Challenge. Classic. Yeah, we got the challenge, but just
but it's still a neutral site game. That could be a home game. So that's 3. So potentially we could have had 7 home games this year.
450,000 payout.
I don't think y'all understand how the weather worked. It was cold in Mobile because of the wind. That means it's colder in Alcorn because ain't no wind to aid it. It's just bone chilling cold. I don't think y'all know how the weather works.
That man said bone chilling cold.
It don't need no wind for it to get cold. It just go out there. I'm froze.
Oh my goodness, boy.
Is the word responsible for it. I agree with Blue. That's why I asked. That game still there?
Yeah.
What Blue say?
It said it has not put any dollars into it.
Oh yeah, it is. Man, we trying to go over there to the what was it? What's the new stadium called? Prosperity?
Progressive.
Progressive.
That's in Birmingham.
Oh yeah, that is Birmingham. I'm thinking about Mobile. Okay, nah, Mobile Lab. No, South Alabama is what I'm thinking about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
That's
Though.
That's
Hancock
what we
Bank
need to play
Stadium.
that game, huh?
I think that's Hancock Bank Stadium, I believe is the name.
Hancock Bank, yeah, because that was the Senior Bowl. Like we put us over there, man. 25,000 seat stadium.
Ken, the line was about a mile long to get in. They had about 1 or 2 police officers. They were trying to use a cell phone to scan the ticket with no Wi-Fi. And I finally got up there and realized they couldn't scan.
That man said they was trying to scan the ticket with no Wi-Fi. God, dog, bro.
Ken, I got that girl there scanned in when I got up there, man. I told
That
her,
sound about right.
yeah, man. I just walk. I never stop walking, man. Hey, you know you doing something wrong. You gotta look over your shoulder, and be like, "Ain't nobody coming."
Hey, you were trying to get somewhere and sit down, huh, bro?
Hey, I'm trying to get to it. I mean, I love the people out my cuz. I say, man, get how you live. I'm out. It was already second quarter anyway, man. That was terrible, bro.
I heard how bad it was. He said Mobile had nobody take a ticket. I just walked in. God,
Right, that's what I'm telling you. Yeah.
Wow. He said, will the Florida game be played here? Yeah, we got FAMU in Jackson, 2024. Yes, sir.
And the reason why they did that, the 3 years for the the Blue Blossom Classic, is because if you notice in the SWAC, for the most part, we got 2 schools in the majority of the states, so they always split travel. So if you notice, whenever we play Grambling at home, we play Southern on the road. Play Alabama State at home, play Alabama A&M on the road.
Right.
They take Southern at home, play Prairie View on the road. So we got Bethune-Cookman at home this year. So you treat the FAMU game like it's a road game. So next year, FAMU will come to Jackson. We go to Daytona Beach next year.
And then we'll go back to Montgomery, and Alabama A&M will come to Jackson. Speaking of, we got Alabama State for homecoming this year. That's going to be interesting. I can't wait to get into like the breakdown of the games, bro. That's going to be fun.
And then Man still probably got that pink scooter. Well, you probably throw it away by now.
So
it won't make no difference. Hell, I'm gone. Man, so I had to park my rental minivan in some random lady's backyard for the Mobile game. Worst experience ever. God dang, bro. Was that bad?
It was bad.
Hey, the old folks say
that's one of them games you just take the party bus, bro.
Hey, exactly.
For real, bro. You just take the bus. Ain't no driving over there on Montgomery, man. I walked in at the Southern Heritage Classic a couple times. Bathrooms were nasty. Yeah, that's brutal there, man. Yep, that happened to me.
Wow.
All right, man. We getting right at 2 hours. Y'all got anything else y'all want to touch on, man? Anybody want to come up? Nah, we gonna shut this thing down.
Yeah, I would say again, man, Zoe, we find something in the area, man. Let's do that on site thing again, man. That was really dope, man. I hope some of those things that Brother Israel and you guys talked about, you know what I'm saying, can come to fruition. That'd be real good.
Oh no, we'll definitely do something else on location.
Yeah, we can always go back to Soleil. But I really want to tap into his network. You know what I mean? All the JSU alums that he touched on that, Now I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't hear what Tommy Tuberville said, so I don't know. What did he say? I mean, Tommy Tuberville been a racist for quite a while. I don't think he just started being a racist. So, What about high ball lanes? Well, when we're doing live streams, you have to keep in mind that the noise in the background is something that we have to be mindful of. Coffee shop is just more our speed. A back end of a restaurant that doesn't have a whole lot of sound, something like that. Nook, what up, boy? I was just thinking about you, man. Boy, been
What
working.
up, man? What's up? What up, Black Moses?
What up, Nook?
Nook been working. Let me hold some, big dog. let me hold some. What is it? That's what Lord. Baby, so stupid, man.
It's stupid, man. Oh. Oh my God, man. That dude is wild, man.
And so, Ken, one of the things you said on the interview, man, about the disconnect with some of the former players, especially like Pratt and so forth. You put any more thought into that and how those bonds can be mended. Like you
Well,
said,
I mentioned that on the show when we was talking to Ezra, and my thing was, I mentioned that was the part where I was saying I was admonishing everyone to have to clean their hearts, man. We got to connect, bro. Like, reach out, man. Like I said, we love to, but it has to make sense. I think when we have homecoming, there's going to be a great opportunity, like home games and stuff like that. Whenever they're home, to really get the sentiments and knowledge is Monday, good brother. Oh, absolutely, bro. No problem at all. But that's what it's going to come down to. It's going to come down to just being able to connect with them. That's the biggest part. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, if he said it, that means that he's had conversations and they feel that way. We saw it with Jackie Slater. I mentioned him.
Yes, Moses was black, but did you ever heard the name of who Black Moses is?
Oh, yeah.
We're not talking about the biblical version.
Isaac.
Go Google who Black Moses is, and then you'll see a very close resemblance to Nook. That's why I call him Black Moses.
That's right. That's absolutely correct. That is correct. He stated that most inner city teachers can't read or write, but won't pay raises. They have poor work ethics. Yeah, that's a horrible projection, man. I mean, I wish I could pull that video up. I wish I could pull that video up of the gentleman that was at the college, and someone jumped up talking about violence amongst the. And I thought about Brother GA when we talked about being careful with wanting the city of Jackson to be gentrified and that type of stuff, because we have this notion. People start trying to spread propaganda that Black folks are more violent than the other communities. And he was saying, like, there is just no statistical, no facts that's based on, from a historical standpoint, that you can't just take a small sector of that type of stuff and really just and label it and make like Black people the worst. But we know those are the types of things that are propagated on us all the time. Now, with that being said, he's a turd, man. And the reality of that is that there's a lot of teachers that actually can't read and write, and it ain't necessarily those from the inner city. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not even going. I don't really have much on that. I just think that's just pure ignorance to just insinuate. Most teachers have a better work ethic than any other profession because of what they have to endure and deal with. You know what I'm saying? Shorter resources, dealing with kids that are being raised by internet and tablets. You got parents that don't want to raise their kids. You can't fuss at them. You can't whoop them. You can't punish them. You can't take nothing from them. You can't time out these kids into discipline, man. They not, you know what I'm saying? These kids are, I don't come from a timeout era. I come from
I'm gonna take a time out from beating your ass.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Like that. That's what we. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no getting in no corner. You know,
Right.
I'm gonna back you in the corner with these hands.
Exactly.
I'm gonna take a time out from beating your
But
kiss my bro.
thing. Like nobody talked about how Jackson right now is down. I mean, just murders across the country are down, you know, but just more so specifically at our town, I want to say 16% down.
But unfortunately, mass shootings are up.
Well, these kids are, see, this is the thing. They are, but you know what's happening, brother? When it comes to that, you got some kids out here, man, that are just not being, the situations are bad, man. And I ain't even gonna say single parent homes or whatnot, but you have a lot of there's some opportunity for mentors. It's a lot of factors, man. It is. It is.
It ain't one thing. It's a multitude of things. Some parents don't want to be parents. Some people want to be partners.
I tell my kids all the time, I ain't your friend, man. I am not a friend. I am not friends with my kids.
Hey. But since you brought that up, you know something that you don't hear anymore?
What that?
In the black household, I promise you, y'all tell me if I'm lying. You do not hear this statement or these words anymore. And all of y'all, well, maybe not TD, but Shelly, Ken, and everybody else my age and older, y'all have heard this from y'all parents. One or both.
Wow.
I brought you in this world.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that.
Yo, hit it no more, do you? Nowhere.
This is another one. I like Tony Yarbo said it today. Like,
hold on. Tony Yarbo, if you still here. Dude, I couldn't like that post enough.
Oh, he did.
This conversation last week.
Oh, he did.
My sister is of the mindset of like saying something when my niece was like, well, you know, she was like, you have to explain. I was like, no, I don't. I'm the adult. I ain't got to explain nothing. I was like, that's your problem. We don't get no understanding. I am the understanding. I'm God around here. And parents have lost the art of saying, because I said so. You don't ask me why. You don't get no understanding. You don't even know all the quotes in the Bible yet. So you don't know about no Proverbs 3:5 when you say, so and all I get understanding. Only understanding you need is for you to do what I told you to do. And if you don't, it's cush.
And I'm
going to plead the fifth on that one.
Well, you get a 6 and a 7 too.
Only because I disagree with some of the stuff you're saying.
That's
all
fine.
of it, everything that was given to us doesn't mean it was right for us.
I say this though. I bet you one thing, Rochelle, that there's a lot of things that was given that could curtail some of the issues that we're seeing right now.
I'm not doubting that, but what I'm saying is that what I have learned, for instance,
that other stuff ain't working.
But what I'm saying is that, and I didn't talk about the other stuff. I said I've learned that, especially when I raised my son, a lot of my values were there, but a lot of things that my parents also did, I did not do.
It's a great point.
And it doesn't mean that I disrespected them. It's just that I chose to do it a different way.
Well, I
still had the discipline. I still had that, but I did give my child a voice, because the worst thing we have told our children is that you should be seen and not heard, and that's not true.
Here's the difference. I'm not even disagreeing with you, right? It's a fine line. No, actually, ain't even a fine line to sit here and say, I'm going to allow you to have a voice or hear something out. But in the scenarios that I'm talking about, I don't need to hear your voice. If I tell you to do something, I don't need to hear nothing you got to say. I gave you an order. What you talking for? What you talking for if I give you an order?
Okay, so that's different. But you just, when you made the blanket statement of that statement, I had to put that.
It was direct. It wasn't blanket. It applied. So you're talking about one-offs or particular things.
Right.
I gave a broad scope, but it applies. Who are you talking back to? Okay, then. You see what I'm saying?
But they actually, the problem is that, like, these kids actually call, what I think is interesting, and I see my friend let the kids do it, even though they say bruh to everybody, right? But it's no way I'm your mother, I'm going to allow you to call me bruh.
Watch this though. Watch this. Watch this. You know why I said bruh to you? Or you heard bruh? You want to know why? Because it wasn't curtailed to begin with. It was thought to be funny or cute. It wasn't nipped in the bud then.
I say this right here. I had a
That's why you hear bruh, and you continue to hear it.
Yeah, it's out of control now. Women say,
Wait, hold on. Something got to that point. See, the problem is it didn't get nipped in the bud the first time you heard it.
Right.
That's the problem, because it happened more than once, twice, 3 times. Now, the first time you say, bruh, what? I'm grabbing my body. So what you say? What you ever call me, bruh? This is what you say in this house. You say this again, I'm going back here. We're gonna get some act right up in this thing. But I want your partner to say, don't say that. I want you to communicate that. So let me communicate to you, not to say bruh to me.
Everything.
But I'm gonna tell you something. This gonna echo what Ken said. Hey man, for the past 10, 15 years, we've been doing it the way that some of these people talking about doing it. You see what we getting? All I know is back in the 70s, I'm sorry, Ken, back in the 70s, 80s, when you were getting your ass whooped, shit went like what it is right now.
Well, I'll say this though. I'll say I had a conversation with my 6-year-old about, and it's innocent. She's the sweetest little girl you want to ever talk to. But you actually, she'll say, yeah. And I had to just educate her on, I was like, so what do you say when you're talking to your teacher? She said, I say, yes. I said, well, that's what you should say when you're addressing me, or your mom, you know what I mean? Like at some point that's going to become, that is going to become a sign of disrespect. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I know she don't know no better. She's a great kid. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's where you have to educate your kids on what to say.
Correct.
I have to also understand, I have girls, so I'm very demonstrative. I'm very direct. I'm very intimidating at times. So I have to be very soft, and I have to be very, you didn't do anything wrong, but I'm going to educate you on something. Let's start working on this. You got to educate them on how to do it. And
for sure. And once she got it.
But it's just it is what it is. And then, I've dealt with a teenager that lost their mind, and I had to help them find it several times. You see what I'm saying? So it could be, I had to deal with that look, you know what I'm saying? Like, and she know not to play with me. I had to get with her. I got right eyeball to eyeball, like close to her. And I was like, but this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna educate you on the things that I want you to understand that are disrespectful. I'm gonna give you a way out. Because I'm telling you, this that's coming behind that. This ain't what you want. I can assure you that.
So basically, start out like Ken and end up with Zoe.
That's so you know what?
When you educate them, then it goes to.
No. You can't just go wild on no kids.
Right.
You don't know no better. You want to
you got to tell them first.
No. Hold on. I'm not just anything happen. I'm gonna put it better. I'm a talker.
No doubt.
I'm a talker. But the thing is, now corporal punishment ain't the end all be all. That's your last resort. But guess what? It's like everything else in life. You got to have balance. Well, so there's gonna be certain things. There's gonna be certain things where I'm gonna have to talk to you.
Ain't nobody times I gotta take something away. Nobody outside of the mama or daddy touching my kids though. Look, I'll handle that one. There's something. That aspect of the education and the discipline, it starts at home. That's why I call it home training. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I don't whoop my kids because I don't have to. Because you got to learn how to, like my brother said earlier, you got to learn how to effectively communicate, give them a voice, get some understanding. And then also, man, you can hit them where they hurt at. Just take some away that they really love. You know what I'm saying? If they find themselves. But this old trying to always reason with kids that are just unruly,
it's ridiculous.
You got to go to strenuous levels.
And you can't treat it, and you can't treat every kid the same.
Not at all. That's good. So what you said, and I wish parents understand that. But this is the biggest thing, y'all. You have a lot of parents, for instance, the way we were raised, that thought it was extreme. So the difference is that now they are raising their children in the opposite way of fear. What I mean is that they parents was like, that. I'm gonna raise my children the opposite of that, so they go to the other side. I want to be their friend. You see what I'm saying?
Fear yielded really good results.
But no, that's not what I'm saying though. What I'm saying
I
though,
know you. I know you. Not
right?
just
But for
throwing it in
some
there.
people, their parents could have been very quote unquote abusive with that tactic.
Totally.
So they end up going on the other side of the spectrum, being the kid's friend because I didn't have a friend in my mom. They were mean. They was this. So what happens is that I've asked them all the time. I said, "Well, how was your parenting skill?" I'm just gonna make sure I'm not like my mother. You see what I'm saying? So now you can go from one extreme to the other extreme. You
That's true.
had too much firmness. Now your child ain't got nothing, and it's still a bad situation of raising.
Well, I just said you got to have balance. You
But the- what I'm-
you can't do 100% of anything.
I-
Every situation requires different things. Sometimes you're going to have to talk. Sometimes you may take things away. Sometimes you may have to do something different. Sometimes you got to be radical. Guess what? Sometimes it's just going to require an ass beat. It is. I mean, there's no getting around it. Just like, for example, I'm going to use a relationship for an example.
That's true.
Sometimes you can talk. Sometimes you may have a disagreement that may be uncomfortable. Sometimes you're just going to have a nasty argument. Like, there's no getting around it. Sometimes you got to have an uncomfortable conversation. Sometimes you got to go sit in one room and be in another room. Sometimes you got to go to sleep. There are different things in certain situations. You got to have balance. You can't do anything one way. You got to have balance.
So I think this is the thing that taking things away, like, has always been effective for me. That avoids whooping. Like, me being a daddy and having all girls, it's tough to whoop your daughter. So I would just, but this is the thing about me that my kids already know. I don't get tired. If I say a week or two,
Kevin Gates.
you know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, if I say 2 weeks, I don't care if you had 6 straight good days. I don't budge, because the point is, you ain't gonna sweep your way out of it. The point is for you to understand, you know what? I don't want to deal with that no more. I don't want to go down that road anymore. And it's also, but listen to what I'm saying though. With that is going to come understanding though, because that's the one thing that my oldest will tell you. He said, one thing I appreciate about my dad, if I do something, I'm gonna sit in there with mine and explain to him, do you understand what we talking about? Do you understand why we're there? Do you understand what decisions you could have made that could have been? And then I'm gonna feed you the same. I'm gonna treat you the same. I'm gonna be just as kind. And see, that's why my girl would always think that things had gotten that it was over with, because it looked like daddy looked normal. Well, I am normal, but this ain't got nothing to do with that. I'm still daddy. I ain't gonna just starve you out and not let you eat. And you know what I'm saying? It ain't that. It is what it is. But what that yielded for me was a level of respect. Because when I would address mine, I would sit down and ask them, like, do you understand where we are with this? And I now, granted, when I was younger, pop off the hinges, I would always be fire off, and you realize that you sometimes you can do more damage than you can good. And I don't want to get into create no trauma where I'm striking my child and doing all that type of stuff, because that ain't, I can lecture. The lecture was worse than the whooping.
This is what
I'm cutting to the core. When I get into your inner being and get to talk, they'll tell you, like, Daddy, just whoop me, man. Please don't come in here and just talk to me like this. It just make me feel bad. And you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how it was.
Man, please, I come in and tell you, man, talk to me. Hey, true story. I got a whoop one time. You know how you be talking after you get a whooping, and you be like,
yeah, I got many of them.
Man, I don't know what happened, man. My mom whooped me so good, dog. You know my mouth bad, man. I'm crump to that crying. You know how your parents want to talk to you after they whoop you? Like, tell you why they whoop you? You ever notice they don't never tell you why they do something good when they treat you? They don't never want to sit down and talk then. If you do something wrong, they tell that ass up. They want to talk to you, tell you, I want you to understand why I have to do what I do, because it hurts me to hurt you.
I said the same thing. I've done that.
That's a lie. Look, let me tell you.
It ain't no.
I'm sitting there crying. She gonna tell me, I did it because I love you. I told her best way I could. You need to hate me then. You know what she did. Told my ass up some more.
So I done listened to y'all.
I told her, look, you love me. That hurt. You go if loving me got you whooping me. You need to hate me.
So another option y'all can have. This is a good recommendation for y'all parents out there with children. Ever since my son was 3 years old, he always had to make choices. Everything he do is a good consequence, bad consequence. You figure it out. But when I had my bonus daughter and she just stayed in trouble, I decided to do something different, and I actually gave it to a psychologist, and she used it. So I made this life called the A, B, C, D, and F life. And under each grade, there were perks that you could get. So A life, you got smartphones like an Apple. You know, you got, if you was a 4.0 student, you got the best phone there was. If you was a B student, you got the next grade. If you was a C student, you got the cheapest one. And if you was D or less, you just got the straight push button flip phone. Period. I was not investing in all of this great technology when your grades are bad, right? So, and even your bedtime changed based on what your grades was. So I gave her this spreadsheet. I said, check this out. Look at these lives and tell me which one you want. I want you to date and sign it. She was like, what do you mean? I said, choose the life you want, and whatever you choose, that's what you get. She said, so you try to tell me I can get D's and F's? I was like, you sure can, because I have a job and I'm going to be okay. I said, that's your life if that's what you want to do, but you had only like small things that you could do. You couldn't play sports unless you was a 3.0 student. So PS out here to parents, you giving your kids smartphones and you giving them an iPhone and they got C's and D's. Why? That's not smart. That's an average student. They get an average phone. So she sat there and she said, I want C's. I said, okay, but under C's, she couldn't play sports. Under C's, I don't do sweet 16s on C students. On C's, all this came into B's and A's. So when she figured out the life she wanted, she ended up being a B student. I said, whatever you choose, I'm going to respect your choice and we going to do whatever you say. And I let her make them choices. And so when she chose her C life, I gave her her C life. Everything under C is all she ever got. She didn't get no birthday party, no. And then when she acted a fool the day before Christmas, the week before Christmas, we unwrapped all the presents. And we took them back to the store. And we started having birthday for Jesus on Christmas morning.
Sure.
I ain't doing all that.
I mean, but what it showed them, though, what it showed them, Zoe, was it's your choice on what life you want to live.
For sure.
And that way, whenever they broke something, they can never say, you couldn't blame me. You couldn't. No, I gave you choice. But with my son, though, I've always said, I don't just tell, I said, well, you got a choice.
All right, so right.
And he is, to this day, that boy is all right, because you know why? He was my only child. And so for me, I was like, if I die, I want to make sure he got some basic skills in his life that he
I ran so right.
No, you wouldn't have. You couldn't have.
Rochelle, you never whipped your son?
Nope. I whipped him one time when he was 6 years old. He had to make his choice. But because he even told me, he said, I'm so tired of making choices. But I gave him that choice. This is what happens if you do that. If you do that, that's the consequence behind it. And it was no wavering. He had to make choices. And I've never whipped my kid.
Oh,
nope.
Man.
I know, boy, but ain't that a good thing?
I already circle around you. I got option. You gonna give me choices? Okay.
You could have.
Okay.
Trust me. When you saw the life you had to live, you could. No Sweet 16, no sports. To be sports, it was 3.2 or higher. When my son was playing basketball and he went down, I put him on academic probation. The doctor, they gonna tell me, well, he only needed 2.5. I say, that's in your house, but in my house, you need this.
The thing, you only have one outlier. Your only outlier is to make good grades. What about everything else?
And another thing, Rochelle, it sounds
like, that's what I'm saying. I would have ran circles around you. Your only outlier is grades.
No, you wouldn't have.
And then on top of that, Rochelle, it sounds like your financial
situation. Can I interject one thing?
Hold on, my what, T?
Sound like your financial situation was different as well. Most parents don't have that type of funds to offer different type of levels that you do.
I ain't gonna say most.
No, what you mean? This has nothing to do with. Hold on. This has nothing to do with money.
I'll say this though.
At all.
I will interject one thing.
If you made a C, your bedtime was 8:30.
Well, I mean,
you're proving my point. My point is your only outlier is grades. If your only outlier is grades, that means I can make good grades and run amok. Because you don't give me choices. You don't give me choices. You don't discipline. I will run circles around you. I listen to you talking now. The only thing I gotta do in your house is make good grades. I can do whatever I want to do because you gonna give me options.
But it's still consequences behind what you do, Zoe.
It don't matter though. The biggest thing is as long as my grades good. Hold on. If all I care about playing football, you ain't gonna take football. Hold on.
Know me.
You just said you ain't gonna take the thing I love away because I'm making good grades.
Know me.
But you ain't gonna take football away because your grades good.
Let me say this though. If this is the only thing,
or my teaching skills,
this the only thing I say
that you know me, and you don't.
Let me
I
ask
was the best liar in the world. That's why I got my butt whooped every day because I lied so much. So one thing you can't do is lie to a liar. And don't think that ain't that game. Oh my God.
My thing. Let me throw this one thing in there though. You would have a problem. Like we would have to, if I'm the daddy and that's my kid too, we're gonna have to find some type of commonality.
But we're divorced and he's in my household. This wasn't a
different animal. She was by herself.
But let me tell you something.
You know what I'm saying? I get it.
But let me say this though. That's understandable. But you're gonna have a hard time trying to, if you say 3.2 and he got a 2.875, you ain't gonna take my son out of sport. We're gonna have a problem.
That's your thing, but my thing is that
I'm telling you now. I hear you. I respect it.
4.0, so I knew what he could do. So I wouldn't accept that from him.
I'm with you.
So with my bonus daughter, I didn't do that to her because I knew her thing.
I'm just saying, listen, this is you talking to somebody that absolutely, I ain't trying to hear nothing about no woman tell me that that child is more yours than mine. You had a hard time trying to explain to me. No. I'm speaking on something I done went through.
Oh, okay. I'm talking about we're divorced.
I'm saying when it comes to those agreements. First of all, I don't even be friends with deadbeats. I'm gonna say that again. I can't be friends with a man that don't take care of his kids. That's first and foremost. If you don't take care of your kids, get away from me. I ain't no respect for you. To principle. I don't care if you carry that kid for 9 months. I'm gonna pay child support gladly. I'm gonna make sure I got everything that we need, and I'm gonna have say so. Oh, I'm gonna have say so. How
did y'all get to that point about what I was talking about?
Listen to me, because those your rules.
Correct.
However, that could be that could be challenged if the daddy is actively there.
The daddy was actively there, and he agreed because King. This is what I'm saying. My son have always made 3.0.
If he agreed, that he agreed.
He's always made 3.0.
No, the difference, Rochelle, is that Ken said if it was him, not your ex-husband.
Because this is all we're saying.
No, this is the difference. I would not, and this is the difference for children to children. If you know what your child potential is, I would not settle for a 2.87 because I know what he can do. It's different if you give, so each child is different. I said in my household, and he graduated a 4.0.
I've heard that.
So he can never go underneath.
I'm with you. I've also seen 4.0s that was whores, 4.0s that was drug dealers, 4.0s that was I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm just saying, to Zoe's point, I'm just playing devil's advocate right now, by the way. I'm not trying. I'm saying the point was, if you get your grades, I could basically dupe you in other areas. I'm gonna just go get my grades, check the box, and then I could go do anything I wanted to do.
That's not what it states. There's no way you can be that dumb to think that's true. That you can
do. Yeah,
okay. That's my discipline. I said that was grades only. But you really think I'm not gonna know what my child? What? Okay, that's y'all. Y'all crazy. No, we're not doing that.
Michelle, you want to know how I know?
Y'all young people.
I'm about to tell you, there's ways around it.
I'm finna hit you
around it, Michelle.
Listen. You want to know around it? You want to know how I know? Because you're looking at a 4.0 student, and my mama and them didn't know everything I was doing where I was.
I'm the Blackberry dude.
Even if you was
I just made it look like that. I'm just saying, I ain't naive enough to.
But what I'm saying, but to both of y'all, you're right. Our kids know how to sneak out the house. Can be a 4.0 or a 0-point student. That has nothing to do with their grades. That's just got to do with the mistrust of a child. But this is the difference in this household. Once I lose your trust in you,
I respect that. I respect it though. No, I just said your rules are your rules. You are. I would just
slam the door. You come back, your whole door gone for a month. Because
Okay.
that's my door and you can't slam it. You get one
Okay.
warning.
I ain't
And that's
got
it. That's
nothing.
all.
I'm
Okay.
with you on it. I totally get it. Listen. It's all normal when it's your household. If you don't
Hey,
know better, it's
you know
normal
what?
for a child.
Me being me, I've been doing something to make you want to put the dough back on the put the dough back on.
You good?
Oh yes, you
Absolutely
can.
nothing.
Oh yes, you can.
No, you can't.
Okay.
That's you in your room.
Tell you.
No, I just in essence, man. You know what I've learned just
Wow.
being a man. No, just
You'll be
being.
like, how you get that?
It's- No, for real though. But for real though,
You're on punishment. I'm be like, but I got 3.0, baby.
No, it doesn't work that way, Zoe.
Look,
Nobody's that stupid. Now,
the
come
best
on.
thing the best thing to do though is
Know
like
your child.
know your kids, man, and pay attention. Ask the right questions. Spend time with them.
Exactly.
And stop letting these tablets and games and video like have those conversations, man.
Yeah, because
Find
the
out what's going
rainbow
on.
game messed a lot of parents up when they realized what the rainbow game was. I was offended.
I'm telling y'all, I was the Black Ferris Bueller. I'm trying to tell y'all.
Yes.
If y'all look, first game of tailgate, y'all be my partners. Y'all gonna hear some stories. Y'all gonna be like, "Are you serious, dog?" I'm like, "I try to tell y'all." It's so much stuff my parents had know absolutely nothing about.
Can't fool a fool. She said you can't lie to a liar.
You can tell the truth to one though.
Can't get past. No, but but this
You
is
can
the
tell
other
truth to a liar.
other thing too, Michelle. Like you're old. You're older than I am, so a lot of that stuff makes sense. You know what I'm saying? It just I ain't knocking it. I ain't knocking it. I was just like I said. I was just playing.
But I think a lot though right now though we just lost this. We just friends with. I hear too many of these young people saying they're friends with their kids.
Look, I'm talking about. Look, she'd be like, "I'm taking your phone away from you." I'm be like, "Okay." So when she gone, that dough gone. Got another one. Take that one. Got another one.
The biggest one, just don't ever let it be found. Got another one. But that's the difference between parenting, because you lose your trust. That's it. The one thing I even taught my son at 3 years old, never lie to me. And he even told his kid one day, Ken, he was at the house and the kids over there, he was saying, dude, don't lie to my mama. Just she know, like God be telling her something. But that's one thing he never, I said that with him at such an early age, because as a boy, and what I noticed in California, how all of the others flocked to black boys,
Hey.
we had to have open, honest conversation, because we had to have like real conversation, because that was scary for me. So we always had an open conversation that he can come ask me anything at any time, because I didn't want him to learn it from the streets.
Hold on, Ken. I'm gonna let you put that back up there. I gotta say something to this. I love that quote, right? You can't do that to that one, but you can piss on one.
I don't even know. You can't bear.
You can't bull crap.
Oh, is that a bull? I thought it was a bear.
No, you can't bull crap or bull crapper, but you know the other word it is. But you can piss on
I just
one.
realized what it was. I just thought it was a bear. So I was like,
But you can piss on one real good. Turn your face into a toilet seat.
That's a great point, Trent. We cannot allow our children to decipher when they want to be obedient.
now that agreed, 100%. 100%. But Nick, Ken, like with you, I can't, to this day, I listen to people, the worst thing we ever done, this gonna be fear in all of us. Don't let your mama call you, holler, what? That's like a death trap for us. But these kids, I mean, everyone, and the parents be, I was like, but they just said what and screamed it real loud and it was okay for you?
Well, I'm gonna say this here. I'm don't do that around me.
Hey man.
No, I'm just being real. Like my nephews and nieces know, like man, I'm that uncle that are just, my brother's the same way. Like I ain't tolerating no disrespect around me. Especially
I'm gonna tell you something. See that don't work in your best interest. You catch a bee with honey, not vinegar.
Huh?
Who
you catch a bee with honey, not vinegar.
Who?
I'm saying if you the kid, you know how you say a kid Hollywood. I was like, that don't work in your best interest. So you're gonna have a low success rate. You catch a bee with honey, not vinegar.
So is when the parents
oh, you better know it.
That's the crazy part. Is the answering the kid? I mean, Zoe, you can't be mad at the parent. You can't be mad at the kid because the kid said it and the parent answered.
But Ken, to your point, the problem come in when that parents say, Ken, don't worry about just leave him alone. That's how they do. Just leave him alone.
Who gonna say that?
I'm trying
The
to.
parent, that's where the problem come in.
What parent gonna say that?
Like when you say you don't want to be around if that person
Let me
say
make something very clear to you, Toronte. I'm gonna make something very clear to you. Let me make something clear to you. I want everybody to hear me when I say this. If I'm around somebody that obviously if I'm around them, then they close to me in some type of way.
Right.
And I listen to your child disrespect you.
I'm with you.
Or they disrespect they get out of line.
Mm-hmm.
I'm of the mindset it takes a village to raise a child. You know what I'm saying? Not that I'm gonna touch them and do all that. I'm gonna say, hey, whoa. Hey man, respect you. If the person that I consider to be someone close to me tell me, hey man, just leave him be, don't say nothing to him,
right?
I'll never go around them again.
That
I knew you was.
I'm not even. I'm just in a space now where I don't need a lot of friends, bro. I'm just getting older.
Right.
I'm all
right.
I'm being honest, bro. Like that type of stuff right there, I'm like,
to
like,
me,
that's that type of stuff, man.
It's ignorance. See, as a kid, even as a young teenager, I live by the motto: you want to be right or you want to be successful.
Get into it if I don't get away from rounds, though, because I know me. I'm gonna be like, bro, I ain't.
No, I'm talking about as a teenager. I'm gonna tell you my mindset. I'd be like, look, myself. You want to be right or you want to be successful? I'm trying to win. I'm trying to do whatever I'm trying to do. I'm trying to have success at doing it.
And then even too, to
it's
not even so much as like being like disrespectful in any type of way. It's more of pulling to the side like a big uncle, like say, bro. That ain't cool,
I mean, Ken, I'm with you 3,000%. My point of it is, I have been in a situation where the parents have got upset with me. I'm like, wait a minute, man, that's your mom. Why are you talking like that?
What do you mean the parents got upset with you?
Like, don't say nothing to them. Hey, that's just the way they is.
That's listen to me. They don't ever have to tell me that. I am
I'm
not.
with you.
Boy, look here. I'm gonna say, you know what? Hey man, I'm gonna holler at y'all later, man. Let me get up out of here. I'm finna roll. I can't be around that, bro. That type of stuff make my back itch. I ain't got my back scratching with me.
And what you have to do is protect your own peace. I want to say before I go, you have to protect your own
peace. I ain't BSing, man. I'm not even kidding. Man, let me tell you who like that. My brother, shout out to Big Bro, man. My brother Richard. Man, he don't play, man. Not when it comes to like them kids, like boy, one of my nephews, like everybody get nervous and stuff. The kid, like they know what time it is, man. Like, be respectful now.
I'm going.
We ain't talking about no militant stuff, but anyway, brother Trick, C. Lee, what's happening? Welcome to the stream.
I'm going. I got to do something at 10 o'clock, so I got to leave.
How we doing today?
Doing well.
You can't leave just when I'm getting here.
Yeah, she gonna leave. Some other women need to come up here. Y'all mamas, get on this stream now. We talking.
But you know what though? I gotta say this. I keep hearing people say it's hard to raise teenagers. It is hard to raise teenagers in their teens, and you didn't raise them when they were little. That's number one. And number two, like when I see kids acting up at Walmart at 3 or 4, I said, why y'all mad? They do that at home. They ain't tripping.
I had man, shout out to my Uncle Robert, my Uncle Gene, who rest in peace. Man, I had a great dad, bro. That didn't, I'm still to this day. By the way, I ain't got my blue and white hat because I was at my dad's house this past weekend and he took my blue and white J. He said, son, I thought you were gonna give me a J hat. I said, here, Dad, take it. He's like, no, I don't want to take the. I said, what you want the hat or not? So he took my J hat. I gotta order a new J hat, man. But anyway, but despite having a good dad, man, my mom's brothers, man, he had them big knuckles, man. He'll thump you upside your head, you get out of line, bro. Like they didn't tolerate that type of stuff. Cause I was staying with my grandma sometimes, and my uncle would be there a lot. That's what I grew up around. I grew up around men who did not tolerate disrespect towards women. You understand what I'm saying? That's how it was. We protected the women. I had the grandma that if you pulled into the parking lot with your music loud, everybody in the project like, hey, whoa, man, turn that music down. Grandma down there. You know what I'm saying? I had grandma. My grandma was grandma. So, but being around it, I guess that's why I like that. Go ahead, Trent.
How's everybody tonight?
Hey, how you doing,
Yeah,
Trent?
look, once again, and we're no longer talking about sports, and we're just talking about life. And when you get some gray beard hairs, well, I have no hair on the top of my head anymore. But you put some life lessons into effect, and I'm going to say that I think all of us can agree that we were raised differently than we have raised our children, because there when we were coming up, there was not a question about any back talk. Rochelle said something about responding to your parents with a what will get you in intensive care.
Quickly,
What will get you effed up?
quickly,
Yes, it will.
quickly.
I remember, I distinctly remember one time my mother, and y'all, I am not BSing. My mother actually heard my thinking, because I swear on a stack of Bibles I never said what I was thinking out loud. And I think the exact words were, "Well, do it then." But I promise you, I never heard that out loud. Y'all, my mother picked up a mayonnaise jar and aimed it in my direction, and I promise you that I almost lost control of my bladder. But the fact of the matter is that one of the things that has gotten lost, and I will say there's no one way to parent, because every child has personality, and you have to actually respect those personalities enough to know that you can't have a blanket policy that applies for everything. And so you have to make some sort of differences while maintaining discipline. But at a bottom line, I think I typed in the chat, you cannot let children decide when they want to be obedient. I have at this point grandkids, and they come, they stay, they're here for the summer. And the one thing that I'm trying to instill in them right now, when Pawpaw says get up and go do something, I'm not waiting on you. I don't want you to be 5 seconds. I don't want you to look at me and roll your eyes. I don't want you to continue what you're doing until you decide that now it's a priority to do what I asked you to do 5 or 10 minutes ago.
Look, my granddad had a saying for that. He'll say something, and if you didn't move, you feel some fire on your ass, and he would say, "You got me confused with a man that likes to repeat himself."
You know what, Zoe? I may utilize that.
Brother C, jump on in there.
And yeah, I know. I really want to hear what Brother C. Lee has to say.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yep.
So I want to say 3 quick things. Number one, and this is just me about just having discussions about logic, and this is just something that just irritates me. I think people were taking Sister Rochelle's example about grades out of context. Her discussion about grades was really about setting boundaries and letting children know consequences. All of a sudden, everybody started talking about, well, I had grades in this, and you have this. And that wasn't her point. Was simply there are ways to create boundaries and to raise consequences. That's number. So that's, I think that and I just hate when people try to be extra smart and try to make smart statements and really make and missing the point. So that was her point, that in all things, you articulate the boundaries and articulate the consequences, and then you follow through with the consequences. And there can be a lot of different consequences, which gets me to my second point. My mother was the whooper, and my father was the philosophizer, and he could make me cry as hard as my mother could, even though I knew that my pop could lay hands. But my father often made me cry by philosophizing. My mother one time, I guess I had a confused look on my face, and my mother looked at me and she said, "Oh, baby, mama sorry, I didn't confuse you, because I ain't got time for all that philosophizing your daddy do. So here's the only philosophy you gonna get from your mama. If you want to keep all your teeth And then she just walked off. She didn't even finish the damn statement. I'm like, what the hell, man? So I walked around for a week. So you want to do something? I said, no, I don't know if that's going to cause me to lose my teeth or not. Now, the third point was, with all of that said, do you know that my mother did two things that hurt me more than any whooping she ever gave me? Don't get me wrong. I want to be clear. I'm not against whippings. But my mother did two things that hurt me more than whippings ever did, and she did them in almost a year apart, right? Number one, she stripped me at a baseball game, made me take off my whole uniform because I had got 2 D's on my report card and was gonna sneak to the game and get in the game and play in the North Half District playoff. My mama's baby, she said, everything that don't belong to Cahoga County High School, take that shit off now. I was so glad that the red shorts I had on under my uniform belonged to me because our colors was red and white. And she said, them damn red shorts. I said, no, mama, these mine. These mine. Now, here's the other thing, and I think y'all know enough about me to know this hurt me more than a whipping. Y'all know I'm a Prince scholar. I have seen every Prince tour from 1980, the Dirty Mind tour, to his last tour in 2015. I only missed one Prince tour. That was the Purple Rain tour because I had 2 D's in the air. My mother took my Purple Rain tickets and turned my Purple Rain tickets into confetti in front of my face. And when she threw them up, and when the confetti cleared, she looked me right in my face and said, stupid motherfuckers don't get to do shit. Now pick them goddamn tickets, scratch up, and get the hell out of my face. So I'm here to tell y'all that when you talk about boundaries and consequences, there are consequences greater than spanking. I'm not sitting here saying I'm against spanking. I want everybody to know I'm not against spanking. But I want to come back to where I started was, Rochelle's point was, there are boundaries and there are consequences. And I think we all have to be able to say that we're all talking about the same thing, even though we're talking about it in different ways. And we're all talking about setting boundaries and having consequences. And I'll end on this, though. And this is the thing that people get mad at me because black people love when I discuss white supremacy, but they hate when I discuss Negro ineptitude. So I end on this. At the core of what we are discussing, right? And this is where people get mad at me. At some point in our community, we're going to have a real discussion about people having babies that they don't want and can't afford. Let me be clear. Let me be clear to all the sisters. I'm going to say something to all the sisters in the chat. This is to every woman in the chat who I love and respect dearly. Let me be clear about Celie McInnes. I'm not pro-abortion because I care about your right to choose. I'm pro-abortion because I'm not going to help you raise your child. So since I'm not going to help you raise your child, I don't think anybody should force you to have a child. And until we start having real discussions about too many people having babies that they don't want and can't afford, this cycle will continue. I'll shut up.
Well,
let the church house say amen. Amen. Yeah, and I think, and thank you for that, CD. Before I go, is that definitely raising, even though his dad was here, but raising a black boy, it was the most scariest thing ever for me. So I just had to, I really went those extra miles. But consequences is a bit, and the thing about it is, what's so beautiful about consequences, they can't pout, they can't do nothing because the choice was yours, and you get what you get. So it worked out good for me. I didn't have to do a lot of whooping, but after them things, when they realized you can't negotiate with me, they was like, oh my God. So
It does for me.
I'm gonna and that's the part where he talked about being a parent. That's another whole subject we don't even want to talk about. And especially for a lot of us who really don't know how to parent and we are really negotiating with our children is not good. But
or parenting out of convenience.
Listen, that's the part I'm going to
and comfort.
or out of resentment.
and
That's
comfort.
the whole conversation that I have an issue with women. That baby look like his father. Now you curse him out every day because you can't cuss out the dad.
Damn.
So now the baby has to take fault for some stuff that they had nothing to do with because they didn't ask you to lay down who you lay down with. So I got a whole lot of.
Or you having,
Or you don't want to let the father see the baby.
Hey,
or
let me
you having kids because you're lonely.
That part, that's real.
Oh, yeah, facts.
So
Or you need love. Or you need love.
being friends with your, I'm talking about. Oh boy, don't let me get started. Keep going.
Especially
And,
let me-
when you
and,
need
and, and
love.
let's also say too many people don't realize children are not baby dolls.
yes,
That's
they're
right.
not glass. Hey, let me I know this is off the topic, but I want to address something that Jeremiah just asked in the chat about some things I said about going to different platforms. Jeremiah, to answer your question, I got a real life answer for you. When I was a senior and had gotten offered a full baseball scholarship to Valley, my mom taught with a lot of people, went to a lot of different HBCUs, and somebody asked my mother, and I think they were either a Valley or Alcorn person. They asked my mother, who's a Jack State grad, they said, is your son gonna take that scholarship to Valley? Is you gonna let him go somewhere other than Jackson State? My mother's answer was, don't ask me no dumbass question like that. You know where my son going to school. So no damn my mama would not like JSU people going to other schools' platforms. I hope that answers your question. That's a real life answer from Claudette McInnes, which was my mama's name. So there you go.
Yeah, so
Who is CL?
See, Lee.
That me?
I see what Brother George said. I think some of y'all men need to get a vasectomy, but that's another whole topic. So I'm gonna hush my mouth.
Rochelle.
one.
Can I answer that? Rochelle, wait a minute. Rochelle, can I answer that question? Can I answer that question?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, cause yes, Rochelle. Guess what I did when I turned 30? Because I had one. Because actually, a vasectomy is a safer operation than a hysterectomy.
I want you to see how big T eyes got when I said that word. His eyes got
So, brother T. So T. Here's the thing, T. I knew I didn't want children. I wanted to be a right. Let me be real clear. All I ever wanted to be was a right. And I knew that having children may have impacted that. So I think it's foolish for dudes running around here saying they don't want to have no children, yet they want women to make all the decisions and do all the things. If you a dude and got stuck with a child you don't want, that's because you a dumbass. If you a dude and got children, but here's the thing. I always tell dudes, if she's stupid and you had sex with her, you stupid. In fact, I used to treat stupid like an STD.
Hey, I got it.
With stupid girls, because I didn't want to catch that stupid. I didn't want it on me. And if you don't believe it, follow stupid children home and see on somebody stupid answer the door. So
I got a quote for that because now you can't really say that. I'm gonna tell you why. A very, very wise Jedi told me a long time ago that men, we do some dumb, stupid stuff, but them women, they damn crazy.
Well, look, though, I ain't gonna debate it. All I know is then that means you gotta not put your stuff in crazy females.
and see, this is the other thing, because T, I saw your eyes get big, but that was something I applaud my son. They knew from the start they did not want children. Now, what I think is interesting, so they came and told me, I said, well, I was good with it. I said, I think you need to, talk to her parents and let them know. And somebody said, well, how do you feel about them not having kids? I said, what do you mean? I'm not taking care of kids. Well, you're not gonna know what it feels like to be a grandmother. I say, so that means I won't have any hurt because I've never had the feeling in the first place. So they took my turn, and my son said exactly what CD said, is that the procedure for a man is a lot faster, but just by the look on T's face when I said that lets me know that your eyes got the size of a moon saucer and your mouth dropped when I said it. But the truth of the matter is, it is a point where men do have to take that risk. Quit going into planting seeds into women that you don't want to have children with, because you got a billion sperms to my one egg. Chances are my egg is gonna lose.
Yeah, and to be clear about this, like I when I got to college, I was already wearing condoms. Like my motto was have condoms with traffic. I wasn't, and so Like for me, actually, and this I know it sounds crazy. I was more afraid of getting somebody pregnant than I was getting an STD because of the way my parents taught me about responsibilities and how your life changes. And that gets into boundaries and consequences. My parents from a very young age taught me about how having children, and maybe because when I was born, my parents were still in college. And they loved me, and I never knew they struggled, but I guess they wanted to make sure that I never had those same kind of struggles. So they let me know early. They said, don't have something you can't afford. Don't have something that may disrupt your life. So I was using condoms because I was more concerned about getting somebody pregnant than an STD. The protect myself from an STD, that was just an extra. And I don't think we have enough real conversations about how having children before you are ready to care for them. You know, and I say this all the time, and people get upset when I say this. I always hear people say, I can't get a job to take care of my 5 children. My question is, did you try getting a job before you had the 5 children?
Ooh.
And I'm not saying that things don't happen. I'm gonna end on this. I'm not saying that things don't happen. Well, here's something else we have to stop. Language is important. Language is important. I hate when people say it was an accidental pregnancy, or people accidentally. Here's why that's wrong with that terminology. The only way you made a mistake and got pregnant is if you was walking down the street, minding your own damn business, and slipped in some sex. Oh, I didn't see this sex laying here. How did I get in this sex? Where did this sex come from? Unless you slipped and fell in some sex, you did not get pregnant, or you didn't get somebody pregnant by accident. And what we have to start saying, and I need people to listen to my words closely, because my words are not condemning them, it's just understanding the language that we use.
You didn't take
precautions. You had a baby before you want to, that simply means you were engaged in irresponsible behavior. That doesn't mean you are a bad person. Engaging in irresponsible behavior does not make you a bad person. But until we say that having a baby before you want it is irresponsible behavior, we won't stop people from engaging in irresponsible behavior, having babies they don't want. I'll shut up.
Well, I gotta tell you now, you know, I got so messed up one time that I think I did just slip in something. I woke up and I was like, how did I get here?
Don't worry, Zoe, we've all been there at least.
Oh, and Trent, I want to tell you, you 4 minutes late. You know you're supposed to be on the Quiet Storm playing your first song. You 4 minutes too late, dog.
Thank you, Zoe. I appreciate that. But Rochelle, I also want to point out I'm 19 years post vasectomy. So, you know, at the point that I had mine, I already had 3 kids. You know, I'm in a second marriage at this point. So now I have the Brady Bunch. So,
you hear me?
With, you know, the children that I'm not the biological father of, I done fed them till they look like me.
There you go. Amen.
So, I'm about to I'm gonna go get
I got a question. Since y'all both had a procedure, I'm trying to see how can I word this without being graphic.
Did it hurt?
Just be graphic. It's after midnight.
No, I ain't worried. Is your
yes, the equipment still works.
Good paintballs.
Yes.
Yes.
You are hilarious. See, that's what my people perish for the lack of knowledge.
I mean, no. If you don't know, you don't know.
Okay.
So you can get the whole thing on YouTube.
So let me help you out. If you are considering it, do it on a Friday. Sit on the couch with an ice pack and the remote control all weekend. Monday,
you lost me already.
I lost you with what, the ice pack?
Yeah, but I gotta have an ice pack between my legs for a weekend.
That's
not
it,
the
and
whole
then you're done.
So take my word for it. You be back at work Monday.
Yep.
Yeah, but I gotta make it through Saturday and Sunday. I gotta have ice on my gun.
Do it during football season. Just sit on the couch and watch college football and NFL. Man, and Monday be back at work.
Oh, yeah, you still work. That's the issue. Y'all men don't want kids.
Wait a minute. Hold on. See, this is why you gotta have multiple people talking. You hear what she just said? I should.
I said,
I'm sorry. Forgive me for being
public
great.
service was one thing for y'all men. Y'all do realize, like my friend, 65 and I ain't finna be a dad because he messed around with some young people. Your old sperm still works, so you may want to get it fixed. Now the baby coming out with gray hair because their daddy's sperm is old.
So hold on. I'm not gonna have that problem.
Gray hair and wrinkles.
Hold on. I don't know. I can't speak for everybody else, but we all aim for different targets. That's all I'm gonna say. So
I'm just telling y'all, men, since y'all are always active, mess around with these young people now. And what make no, I take that back. He's now retired. He retired, but now he's 67 with an 11-year-old.
But hold on, you still ain't get what I'm saying. We all got different targets that we aiming to shoot at, baby. I ain't trying to shoot no club up. I'm shooting somewhere else. Pew pew pew.
You do realize.
So I'll be honest with you. And what Brother Trent said is true. Like I don't even like when I think about when people ask me that question, I don't even remember any like special circumstances. Like Trent said, I went in and I got it done, and like I don't remember anything different changing about my life in any way other than and again now the only thing for me was that I was married after I had it, because I was actually going to do it when I was 25. So I mean, just in full, and I've given this lecture publicly, so this is not something I was 25 when I was going to get it done, and my father begged me. He's like, "Don't do anything that permanent that early." But I knew I wanted to do it, so I was 25. So he said, "Wait till you were 30." The only problem was I got married when I was 26. So here's the deal: for 4 years, though, as a married man, I had sex with a condom because I didn't want any children. So once I got 30, I actually had it, and nothing changed. So for me, I got it at 30, and it was like I don't remember anything. But I was and people always say, so for 4 years you were married and had sex with a condom. That's how bad I knew I didn't want to have children. Like I didn't want to have children because I was solely focused on being a writer. So, but to answer your other questions though, there was nothing that changed about anything that I did or how I lived my life by having that. But again, and I tell you what my father said, and this is what I know a lot of dudes thinking this. My father said he couldn't have it, and this may be too graphic, son. He said, "Son, I can't have it because I want to know when I get off, I'm actually getting off." Now those are my father's words, right? So, but and a lot of dudes think that, but I don't remember one thing changing other than I no longer had the fear of having children. That's it. And I'll say that, and I'll add with this, and I have a great relationship with my 2 stepchildren. I'll end on that.
So basically, it's just like what right there in the comments. It's like pulp free orange juice. Then what you telling me?
Yes.
I like that. I got some good calcium juice for you. Then all right. That's what I'll say. Then.
So see, my son actually got it done before. My son got married at 27, and then he got it done before then. He was like, they had decided collectively, though, even when they were dating, they did not want children. And I respected their choice, because you know what, right now, I ain't gonna lie, it's kind of scary to have a child, but that was their choice. I was good with it.
I'm gonna do that thing.
Hey, Rochelle,
and again, go ahead, Teddy.
Just for the record, Rochelle, I have I'm not against what anyone chooses to do with their body.
It wasn't that. I'm just saying your facial expression was priceless.
Right. In the fact that, I mean, if you know for a fact that you do not want to have kids and that's where you want to go, then so be it. I mean, I don't knock that. I just wanted to say that. I don't have a problem with.
I know you did, but your eyes was like, when I mentioned the Peter, just big men lose their mind. So your facial expression was you got to go back and watch it. Your eyes got like.
How am I next? I'm trying to be PG-13 up here. How am I next?
But you know what though? I think that this is important because a lot of times we don't have this conversation because it does revolve around masculinity and what we think masculinity is and what we think. And I'll give you an example. I had one of my college mentors was mentoring a young man in the neighborhood, and he was teaching this young man how to be a responsible adult. And Brother Trent, I want you to hear it. That young man's mother, the mother of the young man that this college professor went out of his way to mentor, that young man's mother went to this college professor and said, "Hey man, I'm gonna need you to get all these highfalutin ideas out of my son's head, cause he 18, ain't had no children yet. Folks starting to think he gay.
Oh Lord Jesus.
So I think that's why it's important that we have these conversations, because a lot of times it revolves around what we define as masculinity, what we define, again, if people want to have children, we should have children. But if you don't want to, and this is the point I'm making, if you don't want to have children, and there are too many people in our community having babies that they don't want and can't afford, and it's putting a strain on the rest of our community.
And can I add to this, kind of sort of along those same lines? I remember I was in my somewhere around my mid 20s, and I had a cousin who incidentally became a parent as a teenager. And he asked me, you got kids and so forth. And at that point, I was like, not married, not out of school yet. So no, don't have kids, would prefer to be married when I have them. And his response to me was, look, you need to have some kids so that when you leave, people will know you've been here. In other words, to him, children were a legacy, which is all well and good, because I actually happen to believe the same thing in its place. And to me, in its place has always meant married in the same house, even though I'm divorced, or I got divorced and spent, with my own biological kids out of the house, except for summers and spring breaks. But, I've always believed that, yeah, I want people to know I've been here, but that has its place.
Well, the good book said, be fruitful and multiply. I did a multiple of one.
Well,
You multiplied.
And let me Trent, let me connect your question to something that EA put a question in the chat.
With a whole lot of practice.
EA, the answer to your question is, the community is better when children are raised by people who want them. It's not about 4 little CLEs or 5 little Bobo. The children is better when they are raised. Let me tell you what's worse, because when people talk, the pro-life people kill me, because the pro-life people talk about how bad abortion is. The worst thing in the world is for a child to be born to a parent that does not want it. That is the worst thing. There is nothing in the world worse. There's no greater death sentence in life than a child to be born to a parent that does not want it. And until we have those real discussions, so what's better for the Black community is we start having real discussions saying, hey, if you can't afford or don't want one, it's okay not to have one.
Can I jump in right now?
Go ahead.
Part of, I've been a lawyer 27 years at this point. By Rochelle, but I've been a lawyer 27 years. And for a portion of that, I worked at the Hinds County Youth Court. And I've been there as a youth court prosecutor as well as a parent representative. And in both of these, I want to lead off by saying there is nothing sadder than watching what people will do to their own biological children, and in a lot of cases will do to their own biological children, or will allow their own biological children to suffer for the sake of having what they consider to be the love of a significant other. I remember the first day that I went to the youth court as a prosecutor. This is my day one on the job at Henley Young Juvenile Justice Center as prosecutor. And we went in, and the way that this is formatted is that they will do what they call the delinquency docket, which is children who've been arrested for alleged offenses. And they would do that first, and then they would follow that up with the abuse and neglect docket. So on the delinquency docket, there was a 12-year-old girl who had been arrested for domestic violence because she had assaulted her mother. Now, she was pregnant and showing. All right, so she went to jail for assaulting her mother, or went to the detention center for assaulting her mother. So we heard that case, so forth and so on. Then the very next case, when they started the abuse and neglect docket, they brought this same child back. She had been impregnated by her mother's boyfriend's 26-year-old brother. And she had been telling her mother that this dude's messing with her, and her mama didn't do anything about it because she didn't want to upset her boyfriend. That was my first day on the job. I promise y'all, as God is my witness, I left there. I went to my office, went in my office, closed the door, cut the light off, and put my head down on the desk. And I thought to myself, what have I gotten myself into? That I got to go down. This is my first day, and this is what I had to go down there and see. So I said all that to say, to C. Lee's point, we got to stop having children that we are not prepared to take care of and don't want. I've been down there and seen a young man who broke into somebody's house and sat there and waited on the police to get there. And when they said, why? Take me to the juvenile detention center. At least the people there care about me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Broke in the house, sat there and waited on the police.
Yeah.
And I'll just say I can co-sign because Brother Trent, as an attorney, worked down there for years. My father was a senior counsel at the Juvenile Youth Court.
Yes, he
That's
was.
how they know each other. And those two, Brother Trent and my father, worked at the Henley Young Youth Center for years. And so all those stories he's telling, and that's why I keep coming back to, we all joke and we play, and that's what we do. But, at some point, parenting, if we're not serious about really having these kind of discussions about parenting, nothing else matters. All the voting rights, economic issues, white supremacy. If we're not having discussions about parenting along with everything else, we're shooting ourselves in the foot.
Yep. I'm looking at that procedure. We have to go down there and get with that.
Look, if you satisfied with the number of kids that you got,
Oh, I'm satisfied.
okay. Look, I know it's been 19 years, but it was still less than $500 at the time.
Hey, them two young
and it took 30 minutes.
But them two young ones, you know what I call them? I call them Range and Rover. Oh yeah, as I said, Daddy could have had him a nice Range Rover. Big Huncho, you barking up the wrong tree. I got more than enough. I'm good. I am good.
And the reverse of that is, if you love children and can take care of them, have as many children as you want.
Right.
Like I'm like this.
I went through this whole thing for about 15 years of having that thing that's called Chasup come out your account. Off your Oh yeah, man.
Carolyn Dillon, yes, it is. It is reversible, and then depending on the type of procedure that you get, there's a different type of success rate.
I
And
bet
say
that
success
reverse take more than the 30 minutes it took to do it in the first place.
there you go. And that's what
Why
you need
would I want to put an ice pack on my plug for a weekend and then turn around, reverse it, and do it again? Why would I want to do that? Why would you want to put ice on your plug for a weekend and do it twice?
So to be fair, it wasn't a consistent 48 hours with the ice pack. I was just saying, you know, anytime you get cut, you swore. So
watch this. If I don't choose to do this, name me the time you or anybody else that you know that got cut on their plug.
Usually never.
That's my point.
Well, actually, there's one other time. There's one other general time.
That's my point,
there are a lot of men who later in life decide to get
circumcised.
What is it?
Circumcised.
Circumcised. Yeah, a lot of men later in life decide to get circumcised.
That was something. My cousin went through that, man, and it was just like that's
a weekend too.
That wasn't no weekend for him.
No.
It was like a week.
I ain't trying to put no ice on my plug, dog. Nothing.
He had to listen. He had some serious issues with not issues like bad. It was like you have to like really guard against like even being aroused. You can't.
Yep.
You can't do
that.
anything.
Is true.
I got one kid. I got a daughter, and it is a plug. And you know, a plug is made for a socket.
I knew it was.
All I gotta say is, you can go the weekend without plugging it in.
You can.
We need Rochelle back right about now.
No, it was great.
We need some female energy in here.
I need.
Pew 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 pew. Don't say you can.
Oh.
Oh my gosh, man. Don't say he the plug.
Oh Lord.
And the plug, you do realize the plug is useless unless it's plugged into a socket too.
And
you plug
and to
I see why Rochelle be saying shut up, Zoe.
Oh I'm just saying, man.
But you know, and I know we are joking, but I mean, I'm glad that Zoe is because a lot of guys will sit there and just be silent and wouldn't even, you know, raise the issue, and you know, because a lot of people don't talk. Because y'all would be amazed because I've discussed this publicly. Y'all would be amazed how many emails I get or how many brothers pull me to the side and then want to like have a discussion that they was just in the room with me with a whole lot of people, like, and wouldn't have it for certain reasons. That's why, you know, I willingly share that information because just we don't have the information. I know there's a lot. And then once I give people the information, whatever decision they make, for me, again, it just goes back to, I just want people who want to have children, and people who don't want to have them, not to have them. And so I think EA had a point about, you know, if people like me in the upper middle class or people not having them, and you got other bad people having them, the bottom line is that whether it's finances or professional or upper mobility, we all know, everybody on the screen know at least one middle class, good job having person that's a terrible ass parent, right? That we think this person would have been a good candidate to have children. Because let me tell y'all something. There are a lot of quote middle class people who are having children not because they want them, but because it looks good on the portfolio. Because having the family thing, having the family whatever. Like there's a lot of people who go to church, not because they're necessarily believers, but they go to church because it looks socially and professionally like the thing you should do.
So y'all need to look at Toronte's face right now.
So what now?
Look at Toronte's face when you said that.
Yeah. Like there are a lot of people going to church and having children simply because that's the picture that they want to paint. And they know they don't believe in whatever God they go on to serve, and they don't want those children, but because they've been fed this notion about you should go to college, get a degree, get a job, have 1.2 children or whatever it is, they're trying to live that particular lifestyle, and they are terrible parents, and they're usually miserable in their life because they followed that paradigm rather than following the paradigm of their life.
Oh yeah. There's the truth to that too. You're right.
Mhm.
You're absolutely right.
So I say, look, I'll tell you, and again, I'm not on social media, so a lot of things that I'm always amazed at people that Nick Cannon having so many children is a big issue. I was like, if he can afford all those children, what's the problem?
And he not duping nobody. They're both willing participants. They both doing it so they can have a kid and he can afford it. I don't see a problem either.
Exactly.
He in their life.
Right.
Exactly. So if he's taking care of all this children, he's in the lives of all those children, he should have. So again, people should have as many children as they want and can afford. But what we know is there are too many people having children that they don't want and can't afford, and that's what's driving our community back. Along with fighting against white supremacy, because people only hear one. So we're fighting against white supremacy, and we're fighting against Negro ineptitude, and we're loud about white supremacy, but we're not loud about Negro ineptitude because we don't want to seem like we're not black enough.
Well, it sounds like it's a good idea because that way you can go do all the practicing and painting you want to. With no consequence. No bad, uncomfortable phone call.
Hey.
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
I thought about it, man, but I think I just want to leave here the way the good Lord brought me.
Which is fine too.
I'm with you.
I'm scared, dog. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm scared, dog.
I think the overarching theme is personal responsibility.
Trent that traumatized me. I just got I'm a visual listener.
Because I said the words ice pack?
No, because I'm a visual listener and I'm visualizing me in pain on my plug with ice pack on my plug for a weekend.
Okay, look, Zoe, I can promise you it wasn't that much pain. It's just
I'm gonna tell you something. Trent, you older than me, but I'm gonna tell you something that people older than you would tell me. You put that in front of it.
I'm going to say this, and referring back to what I first said, there's a doctor who is going to cut you, and anytime if you scratch yourself, you got to deal with the scab and everything that comes before that.
Ooh,
but the fact of the matter is, there's a surgical incision. That's just the fact of life, and basically they'll give you some hydrocodone and get you an ice pack. I promise you. Did it on Friday, back at work on Monday. Pain.
You know what? See, if you hadn't said the 3-letter word "cut," maybe you said incision, I probably would have been so traumatized. But even then, you got a doctor that's gonna cut on you, and I'm like, dog.
See, Zoe. Thankfully, I've had one less ginger ale than I did because I almost left Ken's New Rules with my ginger ale. I almost left Ken's New Rules and said, Negro, you gonna be all right. Except I wasn't gonna say Negro. Man. You would be all right. But having said that, getting back to, the fact of the matter is this. It ain't for everybody. And if it ain't for you, again, the whole thing is personal responsibility. I made my way all the way through Jackson State where, whole different topic. All I got to say is there were many opportunities. We're going to leave it like that. There were many opportunities.
No, because the reason for doing it is right.
Because I was personally responsible and I left there with no children.
See, the reason to do it is actually right because my granddad before he passed away, man. My granddad had my youngest uncle, man. My granddad was he was 72.
Hey, I'm glad he was able to have your youngest uncle.
You know what I'm saying? So I ain't trying to be. Well, I ain't got to worry about that because I got my own theory. I tell everybody, every woman I deal with, I don't think I'm gonna be actually doing it when I get past 60. So. But
you got about 20 good years to have to worry about it.
Yeah.
So I mean, and the truth of the matter is, like I said, we joking is that with Zoe, this is a great conversation because you're still talking responsibility, right? There's one thing if, like, and we're all joking about it, right? Zoe said, hey, he's joking about this, but he's also saying, I'm being responsible, right? It's the guys who they not gonna have a vasectomy, they're not gonna wear a condom, yet they gonna keep planting seeds everywhere. Like that's the dude you're talking about, No, that's the point that I think everybody should get. I think everybody's getting that from Zoe. That Zoe's joking and being facetious, of course, but the whole notion that you can decide or not to decide to have a vasectomy, but then also, are you also deciding to be responsible? Because again, before I had a vasectomy, I didn't go anywhere without condoms. Like it was like shoes, shirt, condom. Like I wasn't leaving the house because I didn't believe in accidental sex. I didn't believe in mistaken accidental pregnancy. So if condoms was just like everything else, I was gonna leave the house with.
Oh man,
George ain't mad. I'm not mad at all,
man. But I'm serious. Like I'm not, I'm not out here being reckless. I never have been. Seriously, I never have been. Not one single time have I been reckless in my life. But I have thought about it though. I'm not gonna cap. My brother did it. I actually thought about it. Just off the strength of it's different as you get older, which I'm quite sure y'all can attest to. And I ain't trying to be. I'm be 45 this year. I ain't trying to be 50 and like, oh man, I got to reset. My daughter gonna be 16 this year. You see what I'm saying? And I'm like, I ain't trying to reset. Not that I'm, trying to do it anyway. I'm saying not what I'm trying to do anyway. So it's like I thought about it in that context. You know what I'm saying? But when I sit there and, just like I'm supposed to this year, because I turned 45, do the doggone colonoscopy.
Oh yeah.
And man, I'm hesitant on that because they put you to sleep and do that. But man, I seen a partner of mine. Man, he wasn't walking right, and I was just like, dog.
So get your damn colonoscopy.
Yep.
I'm gonna do it. But man, I'm just telling you, I prolonged it from last year because I'm telling y'all, man, my partner did it. Man, he was walking like he need to wear a pimp, and I'm just like, dog, I don't know about that one, dog.
Again.
I'm gonna do it.
You'll be all right, and
I'm gonna do it.
Could probably use an ice pack for that too.
So I'm talking about,
right. No, man.
I'm gonna do it though. I'm gonna do it.
No.
Really, you do realize the whole scopy part of it means they're gonna stick a scope where they can see things.
That make things worse.
Okay, look, let me tell y'all something. After you've had to go to a urologist and he says, that he needs to do the exact medical term is digital rectal exam. And we are all black men.
Right, Bunny.
We are all black men. And I can promise you, my last urologist, I went to my GP who had already performed the procedure. I went to my urologist for my yearly or what have you, and he was like, all right, time for the moment of truth. And I was like, hey, my GP just did this a month ago. This MF said wasn't my finger. And continue putting on that little glove and pulled out that KY.
What?
No, dog. Put me to sleep, bro.
No, you don't need to go to sleep for that.
Dog.
Wait a minute. Oh, you never had that done?
Huh?
You never had that done?
Nah, put me to sleep, dog.
You ever had your prostate check yet?
Huh?
You never had your prostate check yet?
You overdue, player.
You get to be 45 and never had that.
Hey, man. Eat my fruits and vegetables.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna let you roll.
Okay,
well,
you said, well, I have it. I'm gonna tell you I have it. I'm gonna get it done. No, I got to.
Colon cancer kills black men at a very high rate.
I know.
That little 30 seconds ain't gonna kill you.
Well, no, I'm just telling you I hadn't had it done yet. But no, my dad had prostate cancer, so I'm gonna get it
all
checked.
the more reason.
I'm gonna get it checked. But
So either Zoe or TD, can you pin Evelyn Lovin's comment? She made it about 12:32 a.m. I just wanna, because that's a good comment, and I just wanna.
See, now you got me going back to look for it.
It's Evelyn Lovin at 12:32 a.m. I guess Central Time. Yeah,
And can I say something to that comment?
yeah. I was gonna and that's a great point, and that's why this conversation. And I want people to hear what I'm going to say. The conversation we're having tonight needs to be had with our children whenever the parent knows the child is old enough to understand it. And what I mean by that is every child is not going to be ready for that conversation at the same time. My parents had the conversation with me about reproduction, STDs, pregnancy at a very early age. I think I was like maybe 6 or 7 when they started talking about reproduction and pregnancy. And they started very early talking about what's the responsibilities of being a parent. So I was 6 years old when my parents started telling me about here's what it means to be a parent. And that responsibility, like matter of fact, I was 6 years old. I wanted something, and my mother gave me the family budget. She said, "Here's the family budget. Here are the bills. Once you pay all the bills with the family budget, tell me if you think you can get that new bike." And then that conversation led to, and this is why you shouldn't have children at a young age. So, Sister Loving is right. Young people don't think about. I was probably when I was 15, when I was 14, 15 years old. I was the only someone of my age that I knew who was thinking about getting somebody pregnant. Not anybody else of my age was actively thinking about that. But because my parents had already started talking to me about that, then I was like, no, by 14, 15, 16, I was like, no, I'm not doing anything to mess up my career by having a child early. So, yeah, we should have those discussions with our children as early as possible. That's it. Go ahead, Trent. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, first of all, as far as our daughters are concerned, we probably need to have those discussions before or no later than as soon as we know they've had their first cycle.
Mm-hmm.
And some of our children we know can have their cycles even before they're 10 years old. And at whatever point in time that happens, or before, as C. Lee said, when we believe they're old enough to understand, but whether they understand or not, if you have a child that's 10 years or 11 years old and having a cycle, the conversation needs to be had, because very clearly there are 11-year-old children out here voluntarily having sex, whether or not legally they are old enough to consent. But they're voluntarily having sex before they're even teenagers. And we need to have a way to impart some sense of responsibility in those children. And, I say that legally speaking, anytime you have somebody legally, anytime somebody who's under the age of 16, male or female, has sex with someone who is 36 months older than them, then that is a felony. Okay. And people need to realize is I literally in my practice have had a 20-year-old college student who had sex with a 15-year-old, and I will put in parentheses, white female who had family who's in law enforcement, and they insisted on prosecuting.
Yep.
And I will point out this young lady was 15 years and 10 months old. And I had an argument with the prosecutor and said that if this had been September instead of July, this would not have even been a crime. And the response I got from the prosecutor was, but it wasn't. And it is devastating to me as an attorney. And it's certainly devastating to that young man and his family when I say that these people actually want you to serve jail time because you were 20 and this girl is 15. You're a college student. They want you to go to jail for having sex with a girl 60 days ahead of when it would not have even been a crime.
Did you go to jail?
Yes.
How long?
3 years.
3 years in jail?
And sex crimes are day for day. So there ain't no early, sex crimes are day for day. And yeah, the fact that she was white and her family was law enforcement had a lot to do with it. A lot to do with it.
So I'm almost of the mindset that she's still jumping on some black oil even now.
I would have no way of answering that question.
That's
I just
ludicrous.
wouldn't be surprised.
That's ludicrous.
It is ludicrous, but you need to realize what the
I
situation
mean, well,
is.
you're right, but you're right too. The whole thing is ludicrous though, because he should have been with a 15-year-old off of technicality. To your point, but still, that
but it gets back to C. Lee's point about exercising responsibility and thinking about things that actually young people don't think about. Because I can promise you, and we're not even talking about sex at this point, but I practice criminal law every day in addition to my other areas of practice. These people do not think about the consequences of their actions until they are sitting up and looking at a judge. And there is nothing, and I've had grown ass men ask me dumbass questions like, I robbed a bank. Can I get paper time? And I'm not being facetious. I had a person who robbed a bank and looked at me in my face, blame it on the ginger ale, looked at me in my face and said, can I get paper time?
Wow.
Yeah.
And I have to have these conversations. You got caught in a house full of drugs. They want to charge you with aggravated trafficking, but you think you're supposed to be able to just like, hey, I've been here 10 months. Can't I go home now?
Right.
Okay, the maximum penalty for aggravated trafficking, is 25 years day for day.
Right.
And
I just want to interject for a second because I want to make sure people's not missing your point, Trent. Trent was, and again, I don't think people that Trent wasn't saying that a 20-year-old should be having sex with a 15-year-old. His point was that in 60 days, the young lady would have been 16, and that's the equivalent of a 9th grader and a 12th grader. Now, I do know because I went to when I was in school. When I went to school, we didn't have junior high, so we had 1st through 8th grade and 9th through 12th grade. So I technically didn't have junior high. We just started playing sports in the 6th grade, but it was 6th, 7th, 8th grade, so 1st to 8th grade. So that was a big question about should 9th graders be on the campus with 12th grade. So I know a lot of y'all went to high school that was 10th through 12th grade. A lot of us went to high school that was 9th through 12th grade. So I just want to clarify that point that Trent wasn't saying that a 20-year-old should be having sex with a 15-year-old. His point was young people thinking about the consequences, right? Thinking about the consequences that. Well, yeah, but it's okay. What I'm saying,
and particularly in your rural counties,
right? I'm not. What we're saying is that you are right. The point Trent is making is that young people thinking about consequences. A 9th through 12th grade, that's a 4-year difference. And so that's what he's saying is that people thinking about now, do I want to, I don't know why a college kid would be wanting to have sex with somebody in high school. So I'm with you on that, LaDon. Why somebody, but I think Trent's overall point was that young people often don't think about the consequences of their actions around that. And that's why we have to have those conversations early. I just want to just make that point. But I'm not.
Even more so to your point, Silly, too, not just young people. I mean, even 20 to 25-year-olds, a lot of certain things in life, because they haven't gone through certain things, you don't realize life is real until they hit you square in the eyes with a lot of things. It's like sometimes people don't realize that death is real until they have to go to a funeral of a close loved one. You see what I'm saying? It's certain moments in life where you realize life is real. You know what I mean? Even a 24-year-old
young people don't think death is real until they go to another young person's funeral.
Funeral. That's what I'm
Because young
saying.
people think that they are immortal.
Immortal.
I promise you they do.
But even outside of that, when you can have a fresh college graduate, if you've never dealt with anything in your life, you know what I'm saying? Even outside of thinking you're immortal, but you don't realize how real life is until you're faced with something that's going to affect you directly. That's why I always say, even at the ripe old age of 44, I say it all the time, I really don't believe people understand that death is forever. I say it all the time. They really don't. You're going to be dead far longer than you are alive. I don't think people realize that.
Right.
When we talk about murder, seriously, because the first thing you want to do is kill somebody. You don't realize they're gone forever.
Right.
Forever. I don't think people realize death is finite. It's forever.
Right.
Can I also say I've had multiple murder clients. They will come in, they will try to justify what they did. I was forced into this. This person put an emotional strain on me, or whatever the case may be. And, it's hard for me to tell people, they put an emotional strain on me is generally not a defense to I killed them. And again, and I say this, and I will claim credit for this as an original quote. If everybody had common sense, I would be unemployed. The fact of the matter is, you get people out here, they do things that they have not thought through. And I know we started this conversation with pregnancies and vasectomies, but young people in particular do things that they've not thought through, and they do not recognize that, when you turn 18, you're an adult. For criminal purposes, you can be charged as I got 14 and 15-year-old clients who have been charged as adults because of the seriousness that of what they've done.
Exactly.
I have kids who won't be 18 for another 2 or 3 years charged with capital murder.
All right, fellas, I'm out, man.
Hey,
all right,
I did want to correct you though, Trent.
We sorry, T. We made your ass buck so much.
Nah, man. Nah, trust me, I'm good. Trust me, I'm very good. Very good. Yeah, have a good night.
All right.
I did want to correct you though, Trent. You said if everybody had common sense, you wouldn't have a job. That's not true, because they go back to that quote that I said earlier. Men, we do some dumb, stupid stuff.
We do.
With common sense.
We do, but in a criminal realm, if everybody had common sense, criminally speaking, I wouldn't have a job. In a personal injury realm, do you know how many corporations do stupid things just because in the short term it will make them more money?
Right.
I can believe it.
And it's just like you looking at this, and they do stuff as if you're not going to be able to go back and get their emails and get all their memoranda and all the stuff that went into making these dumbass decisions. I'll use Zoe. Well, you 44, you might remember. Do you remember the diet drug combination called Fen-Phen?
Yep. Yeah, I remember Fen-Phen. All the people did
I have a family member that wants some money after dealing with Fen-Phen.
Okay. Do you know why Fen-Phen paid so well?
No.
Okay. The fact of the matter is, the reason Fen-Phen paid so well is because it was a diet drug combination. And the fact of the matter is that the people who worked at these drug companies, the pharmaceutical companies, knew that this combination caused heart problems.
Right.
It caused heart palpitations. It caused people to have sometimes fatal heart conditions. They knew and sold it anyway.
Yep.
Marketed it and sold it anyway. And there were emails that basically, the emails were so callous. And it's been in excess of 20 years, so I don't remember exactly but I remember one email that had to do with, some fat person dictating, what it is that I'm able to do, or something along those lines. It's been a while. I can't really articulate it. But they fought tooth and nail, and in the end, they ended up paying out billions upon billions of dollars for, maybe a couple of $1 billion versus the couple of $1 billion in profits. They paid out way more. There are some lawyers here in Mississippi who have literally never had to work again, whether they chose to or not.
Right. And that relates, which takes us down another road, just say, but and of course Trent can articulate this better. That's the whole thing about tort reform that people need to be aware of. That tort reform, when people talk about tort reform, what they're really talking about is limiting for how much you can sue a company. And what Trent is saying is that the reason you don't want limits on how much you can sue a company is exactly what the company that sold FinFin will do. If I know that I can only be sued for
X
$1
amount of
billion,
dollars.
right? But I'm gonna make $10 billion. Exactly. So that's what FinFin did. They knew that, hey, when we get sued, we're only gonna have to pay back this.
Yep.
Therefore, let's do it because we're gonna make 3 or 4 times that. And that is so that was the issue that they knew that FinFin, there was no way you could lose that much weight in that little time without increasing your metabolism to a point where it would cause your heart to expire. That's what FinFin did. It increased your metabolism to a rate that all that could happen was your heart was going to expire. So
they made the conscious decision.
Yep.
They made the conscious decision, and they made the decision, and they continued after the reports of death were coming in.
Right.
Well, you know why they even brought up tort reform, because the guys who actually brought up tort reform was getting paid by the lobbyists behind the scene.
That's exactly correct. Hell, that's the same reason you can't get Medicaid expansion, even though you got rural hospitals closing.
Right.
But if we follow this from topic to topic, y'all know we ain't never going to bed, right?
That's what I was gonna say. I'm gonna end by saying ultimately this is about parenting. And until we have discussions about parenting, we're gonna keep having these issues. So I'm gonna jump off. As always, Kenzo, Trent, it's a pleasure. And I'm gonna go be an old man and drink some cranberry juice and go to bed.
Well, look, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to shut it down anyway. Any last word for you, Trent?
Good night. I've enjoyed it. And the quiet storm, I missed it for tonight.
And look, I'm telling you, sound like you ought to be, ladies, we got to make it last forever. Come on, the next 30 minutes.
Yeah. You know what? Believe it or not, I was told as far back as when I was a freshman, I was asked, why are you not a mass comm major? I was 18 years old at the time. My voice wasn't nearly what it is today.
Trust me, I get it. At Callaway, I had a high-pitched voice, too. It changed twice while I was at Jackson State, so trust me, I get it. So, but look, Aaron, look, the I Love family, we're going to go ahead and shut it down. Trent, appreciate you coming on, man. You always drop some good. You and the OGC Lee. And Ken he probably passed out.
Oh, but, he can sleep, right?
Huh?
You know he sleep.
I doubt it, because he on California time. I
That's
doubt
true. He's 2 hours behind us.
Yeah. But hey y'all, it's D I Love Go Tigers, and we're gonna catch y'all on Friday, man. One love.
Good night.
Good night.